Gotta make sure we're live. Actually, I didn't even. No, this is a good camera. Now I gotta make sure I can hear myself. Actually, I didn't even. I guess it sounds good enough. We got the people. We got the people. Already too many people. I can't even get through everyone's name, but we'll try. We'll try. It's going way too fast already. I'm just gonna collectively say hello to everyone. I recognize a lot of you guys from last time and the time before that. Looks like some new faces here too. So, yo, 50 viewers already. Holy crap! This is well that we ended last stream breaking a new record with how many people showed up to a stream. I think we broke a new record right now with how many people showed up in the first 10 seconds of a stream. So 53. That's really cool. So what's up, guys? Glad you could stop by tonight on this Thursday night where we are just chilling. Um, and that's pretty much it. We are just chilling. As always, answering your guys' questions and just chilling, as I said 3 times already. I got the poor camera quality, which is a standard of these streams, as you know. And big Halloween video tomorrow. So if you're just popping in for a second, let me be the first to tell you, maybe the only person to tell you, because I'm the only one who knows my schedule, that there will be a big Halloween video on tomorrow. Probably tomorrow afternoon. So get hyped for that if you like that stuff. The topic is pretty similar to a day with SpongeBob, I think, in a lot of ways. So you'll see what that is. So already so many people. I'm just gonna pop around in the comments. Parker Raider says 8K left till 100K. Yeah, I actually hit 92,000 pretty recently, so that's pretty exciting. I really want to hit 100K. I'm close. I think with a few more really good videos, like we can get there. So tomorrow's video is definitely like a really good video. Fluff192 said, yo, what's up? How do you feel? I gave JoJo Part 4 a 7 out of 10. It starts way too slow in my opinion. I will agree with you on that. Yeah, I'm not going to argue that. When I first started watching it, because I had actually come into it towards the end of the series, and the end is really when it gets good. But when I went back to watch it from the beginning, it was very slow to start. I feel like there were some like even some little like filler episodes thrown in, and I guess they were put in there to like enhance the characters, certain characters, expand their story a little bit more. But no, you're right. Part 4 really doesn't start picking up until like halfway through the part, which I'm okay with, I think. But it was a little hard to watch the first bit of it. But I still like it more than I liked. Like even the slowest parts of Part 4, I liked more than like Part 2 and a lot of Part 3. Jose Adrian Rodas Ramos said, hi LSQ, how are you? I guess I'm doing pretty good. Oh, we haven't done a COVID update in a while, or a couple weeks. I guess it's pretty much been very. So I fully charged. Whoa, we got a big super chat from Awesome Jackitude. Awesome. I kind of like messed that up. I was reading their comment and their name at the same time. So Awesome Jacket Dude with the $20, and they said, "What's up, baby?" with the sunglass smiley face. Well, $20 is what's up. So thank you for that. It's been a while since I've well, I think you maybe came to a stream a couple weeks ago, but thank you for stopping by again. Let me add you to the list. Someday I'll be able to type and talk at the same time. As I say every stream. Also, I am balancing my computer on some really like bad boxes, so if you see a little shaking, that's what it is. They're not going to fall or anything. It's just when I type, it kind of does that. So I'll try not to touch my keyboard too much, except for donations. And I was gonna say that I fully charged my computer this week. Last week I had some problems where I wanted to keep going and I had to get my charger, and I tried to speed run it. And I didn't make world record, but we came close to it, but it wasn't world record. So this time I gotta remember to dim my screen pretty much all the way, and I'll pop on occasionally to see if anyone does super chats. Like Awesome awesome jacket dude just did. So thank you again for that. And as for how it's been going, well, I guess I was, or you said what's up, and then as for how it's been going, what's been going on, what's been up, it's pretty much been the same, I guess, as last week for the most part. I'm trying to think if anything specific has happened, like with the COVID update and everything, but I don't think anything too different has happened. It's mostly been, I actually like haven't really been doing a whole lot of video stuff. Well, I mean, there is going to be a video on tomorrow. I'm going to get that out, but it's funny because like last week I was like, oh yeah, I finished my video. It's all set. Don't even think about it. Kind of the opposite this week. I slacked off the whole week, and now I have like a bunch of video stuff to do before like tomorrow afternoon, but I can definitely get it done. I know my work schedule pretty well by now. I know how quickly I can work and how like diligently I can work, so I'm not worried about that at all. It's just something I have to do because I don't even remember like what was happening this week. I remember I think I was out doing some errands for a few of the days. A couple of days I just didn't feel like editing at all. I was playing some games for a bit of other time, some Smash, and and some of my import games actually. Last week we talked about some retro games. So I have a Japanese Sega Saturn, and I imported a bunch of games, and I got them, and I played through not all of them, but some of them. So we can do a little game review too. There's some really weird titles in there, so we'll do that a little later. But yeah, it's pretty much been normal because I haven't hung out with my friends in a week or so, and I'm just dying to throw the word Tinder out there, some Tinder stories, but I have not been in the mood for Tinder stories. I just haven't really felt like it. And I've been meaning to launch my Tinder channel actually. I was going to do like a spin-off channel that was just Tinder stuff. Haven't really gone through with that yet. Still working out some of the logistics of it and stuff. So for the most part, it's just been pretty normal, I think. Erica Ayala said, "Hi, finally caught the stream." Yes, you did. Thanks for stopping by. PK Deluxe said, "Just made dinner and there's a stream." Sweet, nice dinner and a stream. That's cool. Blues Clues and Wiggles for the win said, "Can you please talk about the Lost Wiggles special?" Funny you say that, because I don't remember why I said this or what I was doing, but I did want to do a Wiggles video at some point. I have no idea why the idea came to me or what I was doing or why I thought of it, but yes, that's something I've been wanting to do. Same thing with a lot of the other Kids Lost Media stuff. Pretty much the whole thing that happened with me and my friends like 3 years ago at this point just like obliterated my interest in doing anything related to children's lost media for a really long time. But I feel like that incident is kind of over and done with. It's been over and done with for a long time. So at some point I would like to get back into children's lost media, and the Wiggles was going to be something I covered. So yes, I will do that at some point. Gaming with Tang. Oh, I remember you from last time. Said, "Hey, yeah, what's up?" Sultan's here. And he said, "Update on Lost Music." Oh, that reminds me. I have some Lost Music stuff to tell you guys. But Sultan said, "Update on Lost Music. We found snippets of Fall Out Boy's unreleased song. It's only 25 seconds." Oh, dude. Yeah, I used to like really be into Fall Out Boy like when I was in high school. Like I was like a big Fall Out Boy fan. I'm not like a super big fan of them anymore, but when it comes to like their Lost music and like I guess the band as a whole, they're probably my top 3 favorite bands of all time. So that's exciting to get any kind of like rare Fall Out Boy stuff, because is my hair messed up? No. Which way was it? I don't know which way it was even going. I think it was going this way. No, it was going the other way. I'm doing this like backwards. I didn't like put gel in my hair tonight. Usually I like gel it up so it kind of stays in place. I just don't want it to look super bad. I guess it looks okay. It's just so dark you can't even see me anyway. But anyway, with Fall Out Boy though, yeah, I used to be a big fan of them, and I used to have actually, I made a little file on my computer of all their unreleased songs from back in the day. I literally had a homemade album I went on YouTube, like MP3'd all those rare songs. I went on like these sketchy websites, downloaded these weird like demos and stuff. I had like a big collection of old Fall Out Boy stuff. I believe I still have it too. I don't know if any of those songs are lost nowadays, because this was like years ago I did this. So I have no idea if any of that stuff is actually lost, but I do have like a lot of the demos that were already out there that were circulating. I have. Of course, nothing that that you have, Sultan. The stuff you find is really, really good. But my stuff is just like what was circulating back in the day, so I have a lot of that stuff. So it's really cool to get more Fall Out Boy stuff. And that reminds me, if any of you guys remember, speaking of lost music, like 3 years ago, I made a video on this band called the White Tie Affair. It was a very niche band, very niche video. Not a lot of people saw it, but recently I've been following the band, and they actually announced. So the video I did was on their canceled second album. They had like a whole album they were going to release, and it just never came out. Recently, they announced a reunion, and they released a track off of that canceled album, and I believe they're going to release more previously unreleased tracks. So that's cool that that mystery from 3 years ago is actually being solved now from the band. They're actually releasing their old content, which I thought was really cool. And I like the White Tie Affair. I liked them back then. I still like them now. They're a really cool band. So I thought that was really cool that they were like doing that. I was really happy to see that. What the heck you get? Oh, CGG was saying, okay, I figured this would come up. CGG is like, watch the debater, watch Elsa's Q stream. Hard choice, yeah. I actually did think about that for a second. I thought, there is a debate on right now. Like, I'm going to be competing with views for it. But I honestly don't think anyone who watches my stuff would watch the debate. So I don't think I have to compete or anything. I mean, I'm clearly not watching the debate either. And you guys were saying Ellis is cute for president. I think you mean Keckrock for president. I feel like I would be Keckrock's like campaign manager, but Keckrock would be the one who could probably get things done in 2024. You never know what could happen. Maybe that will happen. James Lustry said, "Hey, Ellis is cute. Any updates on the Jimmy Two Shoes pilot?" Oh, that's kind of a cool question you actually asked. So for anyone who didn't see it last week, I made a video. One of my big videos. I was really proud of it. I'm still really proud of it. I saw some people like weren't super into it, but I thought it was worth it. I thought I put in a lot of time to it, so I'm happy with how it came out. And so yeah, that video was on the Jimmy Two Shoes Lost pilot, which was like Jimmy Two Shoes. We'll go watch the video, I guess, if you haven't. But pretty much, it was this kids cartoon that aired on like Teletoon and Disney XD. But its original vision was going to be this more adult-oriented kind of cartoon that took place in hell, I guess, more literally. And I wanted to find that pilot from it, so I sent out on this big search to try and do it. And as for updates about the whereabouts of the pilot, nothing so far. Pretty much the end of the video was me stating like, I messaged all these people, the creators, cast, all kinds of stuff. The people who got back to me didn't have it. I have not heard back from the Teletoon people or anybody like that yet. The only other bit of little info is someone told me that the voice... Oh, here's actually... Maybe this is a little update. So, on like the Jimmy Two Shoes wiki or something, or the Lost Media wiki something, I forget what his name is, but it's listed that Corey something, I don't remember his name, was the voice actor for Jimmy in the pilot. And I thought that was like fact. I thought that was like a proven fact. So someone said, hey, you should message him. So I sent him a message and I said, hey, you were the voice of Jimmy in this pilot. You wouldn't happen to have it, do you? And he said to me, he's never heard of the pilot before and he did not voice Jimmy in the pilot. So I don't know where that information came from, but it's wrong. And we talked back and forth for a little bit. He said none of the crew or none of the voice cast would have it or anything. But he said that he'd like to see it. So I said if I ever found it, I'd send it his way. And then I think I messaged someone else who was supposed to be affiliated with the pilot. So that person did the voice of Jimmy. There was someone else who did the voice of Heloise, but I messaged her on Facebook. I think she's like a really popular voice actress person. She has a lot of like popular roles. So I have not heard back from her yet. I probably won't, but I don't know if she would even have it either because Corey seemed to suggest that she wouldn't. I kind of believe him, but you just never know. So I just sent her a message, but so nothing from any front on that end so far. I feel like it's a little too soon for anything to really come about from that pilot. Um, Maybe another like 6 months we'll get some new leads or new information. Maybe some Teletoon people will get back to me. I mean, at some point, if nothing comes of it, I will start out on like a new search and try and contact even more people. But for now, I want to like just give it more time to see if the people I've already contacted who haven't heard back from yet will end up getting back to me. I wish I could have found more, but it's just one of those things. Just one of those things. Oh, I saw someone said. I know. I'm gonna like, probably scroll to the bottom in a second, but I saw a couple comments I wanted to. Again, I'm just kind of jumping around. You can repost your thing if I missed it the first time, but I saw these. Mala Onda said Lost Media just blew up so hard in the Spanish communities. There wasn't even a wiki before August or even YouTube videos, and thought you'd be glad to know that communities are blooming all over the world. That actually ties into two things I wanted to talk about. Well, first off, I've been noticing that too. That there have actually been a lot of Spanish Lost Media videos that I've seen, and when we do our on the hunt searches in the Lost Media Wiki Discord server, they always make like a little Spanish poster advertising the search in Spanish, and I always thought that was weird because I didn't know that there were that many Spanish speaking people who were into Lost Media, but I did kind of have some idea of the Spanish community being interested in Lost Media, but like you pretty much just like confirmed it. So that, yeah, that's really cool. I'm really glad that like more people are getting into it. I think that's really, really cool. And that kind of and that sort of like makes me think about this too. Just want to make sure I'm still in the frame. My hair is still messed up, I think. That's fine. Okay, next time I'm going to put gel in my hair. Someone remind me. But, because I'm doing this like backwards too. Yeah, so the thing about international Lost Media communities as well, what makes it really cool is like, I feel like that's one area of Lost Media that the community is still kind of like struggling with. The Rare L Supersonic Q sneeze. Man, what the heck? Just like the past like 10 seconds, I just like gotta sneeze, gotta fix my hair. I was not prepared tonight, I guess. But yeah, the thing about Lost Media communities internationally is this kind of relates to what we're looking for right now in the wiki. Well, not really a big part of the search, but the on the hunt search. What the community, the wiki is looking for now in the Discord server is this thing called Hitogata, which is like it's called translates to like white people or shadow people. It's this creepy PSA that apparently aired in Japan back in the 80s or 90s or something. People want to find it, right? I'm not like a big fan of that search to begin with. I just don't really understand it a whole lot. It's not really like interesting to me. But I've been following it a little bit. And the problem we're having, we've actually hit a dead end with this search. Well, not a dead end, but we've actually hit a little bit of a roadblock because a lot of the companies that we're trying to talk to who might have this commercial that we're trying to find or PSA or whatever it is, they're Japanese. And we have no way to communicate with them like very well. So Daikate actually wrote up a bunch of letters and got them professionally translated, which was really cool. And I think we're sending them in the mail to these Japanese companies, and hopefully we're going to hear back. But I guess the problem though is that, I mean, that was really smart thinking. I mean, props to that. But like, you know, compared to like sending someone an email, you know, and getting a reply in a day, that's like such a primitive way of doing things. To send a letter to someone in Japan who might not ever respond back to us, right? And that's on top of the fact that there's a language barrier. We have to get a translator to translate the English to Japanese. I feel like that's a really, really big roadblock we have right now in the Lost Media community, is that we don't really have a lot of connections to foreign places for foreign lost media, with this Japanese topic being a really big, point of that. So I think if we expand to more communities and get more people internationally interested in lost media, like, that would do wonders for the scene. And that, I think, in itself is more reason why I think searching for this Hitogata thing is almost more interesting than the topic itself. Is that if we can actually break ground with this topic, or find it, or just contact like Japanese lost media people and establish a connection with them, that will make future projects much easier to go about finding, because we'll already have all these international connections. So the next time a Japanese topic comes up, we can just shoot over to the Lost Media Wiki Japan and be like, hey guys, we're looking for, this Japanese topic. Can you help us out? And then they can help us out. And same thing with like the Spanish community too. Same thing applies to any international community. So I almost hope that we can find I hope we can find it, but like, I really hope we can find it. Not so much because, it'll be a cool thing to find. Like, I don't really get it. I don't really care about it, but because it'll be great for the international lost media scene, and it'll help like establish our roots, I think, more so than they are now. And in the future, we won't have these problems with having to send translated letters back and forth. So yeah, that's really cool that lost media is sort of expanding. And I'll scroll to the bottom now. I missed a billion comments. Blaze Hutch did say that the White Tie Affair video was the most recent upload when they first started watching. Oh, interesting. And then I saw Sonic and Clank Trailer Productions said, have you ever played horror games such as FNAF, Bendy, Dark Deception, Doki Doki, Hello Neighbor, Spooky, Jump Scare Mansion? If so, what do you think of them if you played any? I've played FNAF back when that was really popular. I played FNAF 1, 2, and 3, I think. I think I got 4 too, but I kind of lost interest in it after that. And I only was playing it because I think my sister was really into it at the time. So she was getting the games, I was kind of playing them. I was never really a fan of that. Never played Bendy, never played Doki Doki, never played Hello Neighbor. That whole area of gaming I don't really play. Just that stuff just isn't my style. But even on console and stuff, I don't even play a lot of horror games because I don't really like horror stuff. Resident Evil is probably the closest thing to horror I've ever played. I was gonna get Silent Hill this October, but like, I didn't want to pay $70 for it. And by the time I realized it was on the PlayStation eStore, it was already like halfway through the month, and I said, like, am I really gonna finish this before October's over? Like, probably not. That was the same problem with Luigi's Mansion 3 when it came out. I think it came out like October 30th or 31st. And I thought, am I gonna buy this game right now, play it for 2 days because Halloween spooky, and then just like not play it for the rest of the year? And that's probably what was gonna happen. So I didn't even buy it. Yeah, I think that's like the problem for me with like spooky games, is like everyone wants to play them in October, right? And you get excited about playing spooky games in October, but then once October is over, you're kind of like, well, I don't want to play spooky games anymore. So okay, I'm gonna go down to the very bottom. I missed out on Luigi's Mansion 3. Yeah, well, see, another thing too is I'm such a big Luigi's Mansion 1 fanboy. I will admit that, because GameCube nostalgia, all that stuff, that I think I would probably be... I mean, I heard that 3 was a good game. I think 2 was just mixed. I passed on 2 because it was 3DS, and that was really weird. And I don't even think I had a 3DS at the time. But I have heard good things about 3, but I think I'm such a fanboy of 1, I'd just constantly be comparing it to 1. Maybe someday I'll get around to playing it. Pikmin 3 though, that's the priority. Because this is the thing, is like Luigi's Mansion, like I was never really eager to play Luigi's Mansion 3, right? I mean, like, it was cool when they announced it, but like it's so different than the GameCube one, which again I will admit I'm a fanboy of. So I don't really see like the need to play it. But Pikmin 3, that is actually like really, really close, in my opinion, to Pikmin 2. It almost feels like the same kind of game. So I really want to jump on Pikmin 2 or Pikmin 3, because it feels so much like Pikmin 2. So it almost is like a continuation of those older games. But Luigi's Mansion 3 feels like its own entity, so I don't really feel the need to play it as much. Okay, No Joe 2 just said thoughts on archiving stuff against the creator's will. Are you talking about the thing with I saw today on Twitter, I think, that so Sega released a like an unfinished prototype of a Golden Axe game, I think, which was cool. But apparently the creator of it or whatever didn't like that, and he's angry that Sega did that, right? Because it's like an unfinished piece of work. So what are my thoughts about that? Geez, that is that's like a slippery slope, I guess. Okay, in my honest opinion, I would say that I don't really care if it goes against the creator's wishes. I mean, if it like if it's like I want to say if it's some kind of like I want to say like bad thing like you know how do I want to say it? Like if the creator of a certain media like got into a car crash and is paralyzed for life now as he was bringing his project to the studio, and then the studio never like released the thing, and now they're like, well, we're gonna release this, and he's like, well, I got paralyzed. Like if I guess it's a very extreme example, but like if there was some kind of like very important like I guess same thing with like the Pokemon episodes that were banned, right? The earthquake ones and stuff, right? Like they didn't air those for a reason because they was too sensitive, and like stuff like that. I guess I could understand. I don't really know what the case was with Golden Axe. If it was just an unfinished project that the creator just didn't want released because it was unfinished and looked sloppy. I guess too bad. That's kind of where I stand on it. Because think about it this way too. Do you think Nintendo wanted all of their stuff to leak? All the Mario 64 stuff? No, of course not. But we have it all now and everyone's all happy that we do. So I think unless there are very, very specific or drastic circumstances, I'm kind of fine with like releasing stuff. I'm not saying go hack Nintendo because like I think that was kind of scummy that people did that. I don't really know how they got all that source code stuff and all the files to Mario 64. I do think it was kind of scummy, right? That did happen at all because like it's not really doing it in the right way. But we have it now and everyone's happy about it and I'm happy about it, right? So like I can't complain, right? So I think in the same way like yeah, the creator's pissed off, but like, well, now we get to play a Golden Axe game that we've never played before, right? So everyone's all happy about it. I would say, unless the circumstances were very specific, I don't really mind if it goes against the creator's wishes. Oh, Superpan21 said, can you do a video on London After Midnight, the infamous lost film from the 1920s? I was actually going to do that, I think, 2 years ago for my month of Halloween videos, and I never got around to it. Someday maybe I will. I don't think it's going to be on this October. That's not tomorrow's video or anything. And I wasn't planning on doing a video on it, but maybe someday I will. I guess I don't want to say never because I was interested in the topic, but I guess it is a very like Halloween oriented topic, so I'm not really sure how much interest I would have in it after Halloween. But you never know. The Lost Media Searcher said, I found something that I'm sure is lost media. It is a strange show called Scooby Doo and Stage Fright. Have you ever heard of it? Man, I have been out of the Scooby Doo loop since I was a kid. I never really liked Scooby Doo, so I've never heard of that at all. Wait, PK Whooper said, I'm currently playing through Persona 4 and I'm in Kanji's dungeon. I'm at like level 15. Should I do some grinding before I face Shadow Kanji? I've actually never played any of the Persona games, so I have no idea if you should or not. Um, if it, bleh, what am I gonna say? From my very inexperienced RPG opinion, I would say don't grind because I don't like grinding, which is why I don't like RPGs. So just go into the fight. But if you get your butt kicked, you might have to go back and grind. There's like so many like comments. Like I falling so far behind. I can't. There's no way I can answer all these. Broccoli cheddar soup said, "Hi, LSSQ. What's up, Broccoli? Glad you could stop by." Yo, Mel. What's up, Mel? Glad you could stop by too. Blinks in a Lost Media stream is so surreal. What? What does that mean? Like me, I was gonna say I noticed that like I freaking touch my face a lot when I stream. I don't know why. Like, I think it's just like a what's the word? I can't think of what the word is. Like an unintentional habit, a mindless habit. I don't remember what the term is, but yeah. Max Lopez 30 said, "Why does the cam look like a security cam?" That because that's the quality of these streams. It's how we roll around here. Yo, Jojo, spelt funny, said, "Happy Halloween." It is pretty close to Halloween. A Wild Elliot appeared, said, "Any tips on lost media hunting? I've been searching for the Lost IC Stars demo tracks for 3 years, and all the leads I've had keep hitting dead ends." Is that a musical thing when you say lost tracks? Searching for music lost media is so much harder than like most other lost media. It's very hard to like specifically like say what you should do. And I don't want to just generically say like dig deeper, but like sometimes you just got to start thinking outside the box. Just like, for example, when I look for cartoon pilots and stuff, the first thing you think of is the creators, right? And then they don't have it. And you think, okay, well, the directors, then they don't have it. Then you think like, the animators, then they don't have it. Then you think the voice cast, then they don't have it. Then you think maybe the networks, and then you go to the networks, and then if they don't get back to you, it's sort of like, it's really hard to just sort of generically like summarize, but you gotta keep like thinking. Okay, this is kind of what I think sometimes. Like when we were looking for the Mario RPG plushes, for anyone who doesn't know what that was, it was like there's a set of Mario RPG plushes, and we didn't know if certain characters existed in the plush set, so we were trying to get in contact with the people that made them, right? And the thing that I kept thinking of, I kept saying is like, some human in the real world had to have designed, created, like made, manufactured like these objects, these physical objects. And that person must exist somewhere. How do we get to that person? And then from there, we were sort of trying to contact people at Takara, the plush manufacturer, and all this stuff. So maybe ask yourself that question, like, like these tracks are known to be made by blank. How do I get like to him or people who he would know? Like, maybe think about it like that. Ducky said, "Hi LS, love your content in these streams," with a little emoji guy with a peace sign. Well, thanks for that. Glad you could stop by. What is your opinion on how copyright works on YouTube? Amy Horner said. Man, that's a tough question. I you know what? I don't know how to answer that actually. I just remember back in the day when I first started doing YouTube, I would take everything outlined in the YouTube like rule list, like for like as fact, as the law. And I remember it said, maybe it doesn't say this anymore, but I remember it used to say, like, if you do not own the content in your video, then you cannot monetize it. I remember, like, it said that specifically, and this was before I was monetizing, right? I think I was like, this was maybe like 2015 or 2016. I was still doing my like gaming hoax videos and my gaming rumor videos, and I was thinking about monetizing, right? But that black and white like terms said you cannot monetize it unless you own the content. And I always thought, well, like, and this is like how stupid I was thinking back then. Well, I don't own, like the Nintendo music, so I guess that's out. I don't own like these Nintendo game images, so I guess that's out. I don't own the character of Mario that I'm showing on screen, like in my hand as like a toy or something. I guess that's out. So I was thinking like, I can't monetize anything. How do these people on YouTube who like do gameplay videos like monetize their whole channel and stuff? And then I found out that fair use existed, and that changed everything. But it was so confusing back then when again, this is like 5 years ago or something, when I was first starting out, and YouTube did a really, really horrible job at explaining everything, and I was so confused. And believe it or not, this is like one of my biggest fails on YouTube. So when Lost Media started getting popular, right around the time my channel was getting a lot of popularity, which I want to say it was like spring of 2017, I think it was spring of 2017, when I did the Kappa Mikey video, the JBVO video, all those like classic LSSQ videos. I think my views were up 1 million that month because of how popular Lost Media was, right? My views were up 1 million. That was the high at the time. It was the highest views I'd ever gotten in like a month period. Up 1 million, right? But guess what? I didn't make a single penny. I did not make a single penny from any of those views because my channel was not monetized, because I was too afraid of what would happen if I did monetize it and then got hit with a bunch of like takedown notices or something, right? Like, that's what I was thinking back then though. But everything in those videos and to this day and everything I make on YouTube is like entirely fair use. So it's fine. And I could have monetized it, but I didn't because I was so scared, because YouTube's rules were outlined so poorly that I missed out on 1 million views worth of revenue back then. So, and to this day, I still thinking about that. So, yeah, it's really dumb. I'm a curb stomp said 100 people in the stream. Yeah, well, yeah, oh yeah, we're a little over 100 now, which is cool. Sato Pika said, "Hey, just got here. What's up, Sato? Glad you could stop by." And Zachary and the Spooky Raboots said, "Did you know there was supposed to be a Kingdom Hearts TV show?" Yeah, I think I did know that. I've seen a lot of like talk about that before. I know Rebel Taxi has covered it in a couple of his videos, I think. Not like a big Kingdom Hearts fan, so I never really looked into it that much, but I was aware that it existed, yeah. Also, he brought up Rebel Taxi. Now is the time that someone is going to ask me, what YouTuber would you like to collab with most? And then this is when I say, well, right now I think I'd really like to get on the Rebel Taxi Pizza Party podcast. So, just throwing that out there. Eventually he'll ask me. I know he will. Eventually. Isaac said, "Do you have a rare Sonic plush?" Yeah, I have a lot of rare Sonic plushes. Sonic Extreme 99 said, "Hey, I'm trying to look for concept art and other behind the scenes stuff about Rabbids Invasion. Any tips?" Was Rabbids Invasion? Why did I think that was a Nickelodeon show? When it comes to Lost Game stuff, I would say honestly, try contacting maybe some of the developers if you can. A lot of developers have social media accounts you can probably access pretty easily. I've never really done that kind of thing with games, but I definitely think it's viable, and I know that like you could do it. So maybe try seeing if some of the developers or concept artists or people like that, don't contact Ubisoft and be like, "Hey, I want this concept art." Try contacting like the actual, like the smaller guys who worked on stuff like that. And you might get a reply. Maybe some of them will share some stuff with you. I guess it would depend on if if they can share some stuff with you or not, whether or not they would want to. But I would say maybe try doing that. Look for some social media of like artists and stuff who worked on the game, because there's got to be like some kind of like staff list or credit list, or maybe you can see what people worked on other Rabbids games, and I'm sure some of those people will have worked on the same one. That's probably what I would suggest. I think Heckno said this to me last stream, but he said, I have an interesting theory about Mario's castle. Oh, maybe this was a comment I read of his. In Mario Land 2, the whole goal of the game is to reclaim Mario's castle from Wario. So what if Mario's castle was a remake of Super Mario Land 2? I think that was actually a pretty big theory passed around back when I made the video, and I believed it. I think I didn't actually know at the time that Mario Land was about that, so I'd believe it. Yeah. However, I think, like, in the context of what Mario's castle could have been, yes, I would believe that. But in the context of does the game actually exist at all, I'm going to say it actually probably doesn't, because, as I said in the video, the only place I ever found that game listed was an not IGN, EGM, Electronic Gaming Monthly. And later on, like years later, I found out in my Kid Icarus video that Electronic Gaming Monthly was infamous for creating fake stories and fake news and purposely. I think I read an interview from someone who used to work on the magazine, and they literally said, "Oh yeah, we used to make up fake stories all the time to fill the pages because our deadlines would be coming up and we need content to publish." And I just thought that was so dishonest and like untrustworthy, and like that's where all the freaking rumors came from. Electronic Gaming Monthly making up random stuff. So I don't think Mario's Castle ever even existed, because I've only seen Electronic Gaming Monthly ever talk about it, and nowhere else have I ever seen it mentioned. So that's what I think about that. Spoofer's Domain said, "Hey there, I don't know why I can't talk tonight. Maybe my mouth is just really like dry. I mean, it is kind of dry. I don't have a water. But Spoofer's Domain said, "Hey there, super nice to." Oh my god, dude, what is freaking wrong with me? What is freaking wrong with me? I literally cannot read or talk. "Hey there, super nice to be in the stream." Well, thank you. I'm glad you're here. I did not know there was a recent Space Channel 5 beta ROM that came out. Whoa, this is a throwback comment. McDonald's unofficial channel said, "Ellis is cute. I need to ask for clay tips. I just started sculpting and my dream is to make something as good as your Brewster I saw in your clay collection video. It's the most amazing and accurate sculpture." If my clay wasn't all the way far away, I could actually get it and show it for you, but it's kind of over there. What do you need specifically for clay tips? Like tips for sculpting? Dude, I literally cannot talk tonight. Oh my gosh. We'll have to just do like 10 minutes of like mouth exercises to get my my mouth in order. Yeah, what do you need for tips specifically? Do you need help sculpting or painting, or let me know and I can give you some more insight. Adons V, what's up, Adons? Said, "Have you ever heard of a Flash game called Bowl Ed Out, and it's based on Ed and Eddie?" I have heard of those. I think there was a lot of like popularity with Ed and Eddie Flash games, I think a couple of years ago. I did hear about both of those ones. I think someone told me to make a video too about it at one point, but I never did. But yeah, I've heard of those before. I just don't know much about them. Look into the lost arcade game Bouncer, Nojo To said. Okay. Never heard of that one. Oh, you guys are talking about time. 12 a.m.? 9:33 p.m., 8:33. Yeah, I'm with Eli the Wolf. It's 9:30 where I am. Mango Potato said, "With the many lost media searches you've been a part of, is there any piece of lost media that you're interested in finding the most?" Yeah, I think I've actually been asked this question so many times. I finally have like a definitive list now of things I want to find, which is good because usually people would ask me and I'd never know how to respond. Yeah, I think Meso Blues, the Johnny Bravo prototype short, is like in the highest tier of what I want to find. That's one of the Cartoon Network pilots we haven't found yet. It was done, in college as the creator's thesis project. It used cells. Really cool. The concept was a little bit different than Johnny Bravo. That's probably one of my highest wanted pieces. Recently, there's been sort of a resurgence in the interest in Me and My Friends, the Backyardigans pilot. I think I would really, really like that to be found too, just as some validation, I guess, for all the work I put into it years ago and then what happened with that. So Me and My Friends pilot as well. I think I'm adding the Jimmy Two Shoes pilot to this list now because that is also something that I've put a lot of time into that I would really, really like to see that found. It reminds me of Kappa Mikey in a lot of ways, and when the Kappa Mikey pilot was found, that was such a rewarding day, rewarding moment. Definitely those are like my top three probably. Meso Blues, Me and My Friends, and the Jimmy Two Shoes pilot. There are other things too I would throw in there. Like the Hannah Montana anime, of course, like that'd be cool to see, but we're probably never going to see the concept art from that. And, like Luigi's Mansion beta, stuff like that. But, I mean, I guess Nintendo could get hacked again, but, like that stuff is sort of like, not really stuff we can sort of like just obtain very easily. So, also, cartoon pilots were kind of, I would say they're still one of my biggest fascinations and interest areas with Lost Media. I don't think there's a lot that compares to a Lost Cartoon Pilot. That is just like the quintessential like Lost Media, like boom, Lost Cartoon Pilot. There, go find it. Like yes, let's do that. Like I don't know. It's one of my favorite things to search for. So kind of makes sense that my top three, I guess, would be all based around pilots. But yeah, probably those for sure. Yo, Kate's here. What's up, Kate? They said I remember when you took the Backyardigans video down. Yeah, that was a long time ago at this point. That was like 3 years ago. But that, as stupid as that whole thing was, looking back on it, I'm kind of like flattered by it. I think because like it became this like infamous controversy kind of thing, and now I have like a wacky story to tell. Like oh, like this crazy thing happened, and like everyone in the community remembers it. It was like a big deal. I remember that. Fun fact about that video, you guys don't even know this. I don't know if I even have the file anymore. Not the Me and My Friends file, this thing I'm talking about now. Where after the video was pulled down, right? We all thought that Nickelodeon or Viacom did it. That's what we thought initially, and it wasn't until later I checked my email and found out that wasn't the case. So right after I got that takedown notice, I actually filmed a video. It was like a vlog style where I sort of said like, hey guys, so you might remember my Backyardigans video. It looks like Viacom doesn't want us to find it. And someone at the time had like thrown around the hashtag find the friends. So I sort of made like a motivational vlog, and I'm like, guys, Viacom doesn't want us to find this. We gotta find this. Hashtag find the friends on Twitter. Let's get the word out there. We gotta get this thing found. And it was like a little like PSA like that. But before I uploaded it, then I found out that like, oh, it wasn't Viacom that took my video down. So this whole like motivational thing is kind of irrelevant now. So I think I may have deleted it, or maybe I still have it somewhere. But I did make a video like that, a motivational find the friends video back during that time. So that was kind of a crazy little Lost Media thing too. I forgot about that one. I remember literally filming it that night. I was so angry that my video was taken down that I did that. And I was just holding my camera really like horribly in my hand, just like, like filming it like a really crappy vlog, but that was a good one. I haven't thought about that in a while. Um, Doge the Un said, "Have you seen the Half-Life beta?" No, I don't think so. I did watch a video recently. Oh, that was very. I think that was very loud. I did watch a video recently though that was about all the times Gabe Newell has referenced Half-Life 3 in the past decade or something. That was kind of funny. Yo, Elaine's here. What's up, Elaine? It's 3:40 a.m. where they are, which I think was in Germany. Ah, well, you can catch this on the rerun, I guess. But thanks for stopping by. Frogger Noobs, how you doing? I am doing okay. The goth cat girl said, "What's the dumbest thing you've seen have a page on the Lost Media wiki?" Oh man, I'm trying to like think specifically. There are a lot of dumb pages I've seen on the Lost Media wiki. Um, I wish I had like a specific answer. Like, I know I've seen some really dumb stuff there, but like it's sort of like eluding me at the moment. I think though, generally speaking, the stuff I've seen that is like super dumb is like dub stuff, which has always been like a recurring like dumb thing in the wiki. Like, there'll be an article for like the lost Albanian SpongeBob dub. That was a big meme for a long time. when when everyone on the forums was making posts about finding their lost dub in blank language, and like I think the admin had to put some kind of like regulation on it. Like, you can't just make a bunch of threads asking for like all these dubs. Like, there has to be some kind of like significance about the dub as to why it needs to be found, right? Because you could find dubs for like every what SpongeBob in itself has like 50 different dubs. There's like a Backyardigans UK dub, which is in English. It just has British accents, right? Stuff like that. So probably a dub article is probably one of the dumbest things I've seen, honestly. But I know that when I look through the article categories and just browse through them, I've seen some really weird titles I don't even freaking click on because I'm like, what could that be about? Um, but to further expand this question though, and like no shade to this guy who asked this, because I respect his appreciation for lost media like physical objects, but I think, and so dumb wouldn't be the word, but one of the strangest, I think maybe is the right word, one of the strangest things I've ever been asked to find was a lost like prototype Nerf gun or something. That's always stuck with me ever since I first read the comment about it in one of my videos, I think. It just struck me as very odd because I don't know anything about Nerf. I didn't know there was like a Nerf collecting scene or a Nerf anything scene, and it doesn't really have anything to do with video game toys or what I talk about on my channel when it comes to like collectibles and stuff. So I just, again, it wasn't so much dumb. It was just probably one of the most like obscure things someone's asked me to find, and it's always stuck with me. But I always remember it fondly because I always think like I don't know what to do with that topic. So props to the Nerf gun guy though. That was, I don't know. That was a really good one. That was a really good one. I'm gonna scroll to the bottom again. I know I missed a bunch of comments at the top. Um, PBJ Boy the Epic Gamer said, "Hey, El Supersonic, you any progress on the Battle for a Wish video?" No. I've been very strictly keeping with my Halloween video schedule, and I have not done anything else. Um, I'm not gonna give. I actually was planning on doing a non-Halloween video either this. Well, it's not gonna be this week anymore because Halloween video. But maybe next week I was gonna do a non-Halloween one. But like at this point, I don't even know if that's gonna happen because I've just been trying to get these Halloween videos out. So yeah, anything that has not been a Halloween video, I just have not even thought about. Um, the ancient Nerf gun. What about the Persian dub? Satapika said, "Was the Nerf gun talked about in a stream? I vaguely remember you talking about it." Yeah, I think I've mentioned it on stream a couple times before. Um, yeah, it's sort of been a recurring story, I think. Gee, wow, can't wait to binge SpongeBob in Albanian. Yeah. Elaine said, "I love how streams tend to trigger memories of lost videos coming back to you." Yeah, no, it's I honestly feel like these streams in and of themselves are like, I say like time capsules, but like I feel like there are like specific things in these streams I have like remembered or referenced or said that I like completely forgot about like before the stream and then after the stream. They only exist in these streams. Like I swear, like if you go back and watch some of my old ones, even from like last week, I bet there are things in it that like I haven't even thought about since talking about them on a stream. Okay, down to the bottom. Talk about the Cyber Chase pilot. P3 Kitty Yopa said, yeah, Cyber Chase, I think there was some interest in the Cyber Chase pilot, I think, at one point. And that is a kids show, so that could happen. I just missed so much stuff. It's like I feel so bad like not hitting nearly like half of these comments. Spike Trap, I'm kind of going a little bit back up now. So Spike Trap said, has there been any leads on the Phantom Blood movie? No, no leads on the JoJo movie. As far as I know, that search kind of dried up altogether. I don't think anything has happened with that for a really long time, which is too bad. But if we can make more contacts with lost media people in Japan, then maybe we can get more insight about the film. And it's still believed that there is still a rumor that gets passed around that states that the movie exists and gets passed around in bootleg film trading circles. No idea how true that is, but like it's been speculated ever since the beginning. So who knows if that's true? But that wouldn't that be amazing if we got that from a bootleg movie circle in Japan? Have I ever played Lemmings? I have not played Lemmings. It kind of looked stupid in my opinion. I don't know. I just like wasn't a fan of it. I've seen some gameplay, so sorry if you like it. I haven't played it. It doesn't really seem like my type of game. I'm also not really like a puzzle game person. Worst anime dubs. I feel like I have an answer to that. What anime dub did I watch? Oh, freaking Robotech. I was watching something on YouTube maybe, and there was some old Robotech like video or something, and like the dubbing was so bad. It was like the people like didn't even like, I don't know, it was like the people like didn't even like know what they were like dubbing for. It was one of the oldest Robotech things. I don't quite remember which one it was, but that would probably be my vote, unless you count like the big green Dragon Ball dubs. But like that's like cheating. You know, of course those are bad. So in terms of like not foreign or like the speedy dubs are freaking horrible too. So like in terms of like not that stuff, I would say whatever Robotech series I watched from like the 80s was really bad. Dolphin the Sea said, "Hail Supersonic Q. I asked Jorge to research the Lost Demon Two Shoes pilot. I guess that's cool. I don't know what he could find from it that I haven't already found. But I guess the more the merrier. Um, a a gent in progress said, I have a Halloween question for you. If you were trapped in a room, who would it be with? Jason, Freddy, the girl from The Grudge, Mike Myers, or Samara the Ring? You have to pick one. Hope you're well. Okay. Which one of these people was in Mortal Kombat? Was it Freddy who was in Mortal Kombat? I would say Freddy, with the hopes that who's the Mortal Kombat guy? Sub Zero would like come up from the floor or something, and they could fight in real time. I think that would be my answer. I'm not even a big Mortal Kombat fan, but that's I think that's what I would. I think that's what my answer would be. I don't even know a lot about horror movies at all. I don't even know half of those people. I don't know what The Grudge is or Samara the Ring. Um, yeah, I think that was a pretty good answer though. I hope you enjoyed that answer. Kaylee Nicholas, what has been your most interesting lost media search? I feel like I gotta say a day with SpongeBob probably. Either that or like Kappa Mikey or well, Three Men was pretty good too. Man, I feel like I can't keep like saying these same like 10 searches every stream. I gotta pick like one. What was honestly the most interesting one? Honestly, I would maybe say the Three Men one. Because I literally did not stop searching for that for like 16 hours straight. Literally 16 hours. I searched for that. I'm gonna maybe like settle on the three men. I think. I mean, Kevin Mikey was interesting for a lot of reasons, but it was very slow. And A Day with SpongeBob, of course, was interesting for a lot of reasons, but like it wasn't just me finding stuff. Um, so some days I would miss certain things in the group, and like I'd have to like catch up with old news. But Three Men, I would say that was probably the most interesting. So that was like a rumored pilot of Ed and Eddie that people claim to exist. So I went back through like decades old fandom trying to find evidence that it existed, and ultimately I came to the conclusion through talking to the Ed and Eddie Oracle named Animate Ed that it was just a rumor made up back in the day that sort of gained traction over the years, and that was really interesting to me. I went through like old Discord servers, old forums. I talked to a lot of different people. It was really cool, a really cool search, for sure. Oh, someone said, oh, I think Sato Pika just said, remember the month tier list. Do we have to make? And then someone last week said, what's the tier list of like last week going to be? We didn't do a tier list. We could maybe do one this week. Oh, I don't know what it would be on though. The month one was really good. I think. Do I still have the month one? Let me go look. Maybe I can pop it on screen. Oh, I think I changed it to something. No, I changed it to the speed run thing. I changed it when I had to get my charger. I changed it to um like any percent charger speed run. Well, it's archived in a different stream on the channel anyway. If anyone wanted to see the month tier list, I feel like I'd already have to do some revisions to that though. I think October was like S tier, and like May and April or something were like A tier. Might swap those out. October might actually become A tier, and May might be S tier. I don't know. I just remember thinking about it like a couple days ago, and I was thinking like, oh, you know what? Maybe I would swap those months, but it is what it is. I don't know what tier list we could do. Do a year tier list. I think we talked about that, and we weren't going to do that because there are some years that are too good to like remember. I think so. I think I was thinking that, and someone else actually said that too. So yeah, I don't want to like go. I don't want to think about years. Any percent speed run. Oh, Mel liked the Super Game Boy 2 search. That was a good search too. I really enjoyed that one as well. That one was also very long and drawn out though. Oh, Blaze Hutch said JBVODBZ is one of their favorite and most interesting searches. That was a good video too. I do like that one. Good taste. Good taste. Slim Cognito said A Day with SpongeBob was a big build up for no payoff. Yeah, I still don't know how to feel about the ending to A Day with SpongeBob. I think for a lot of like outsider people, it did seem like there was no payoff, but for us who were actually in the group searching for it, I feel like the payoff was good enough. Like just getting that confirmation in those answers at all to get any kind of substance, regardless about what it actually was, that felt like a victory for us because we had been searching for it for so long that like just to get anything like we were really happy about. But I do understand why some people think it was like not a big payoff. And honestly, when you really think about it, yeah, what did we end up with? Nothing. It just didn't exist, right? Except a script that we don't even think is a real script. So I still feel a little like mixed about that. On one hand, it did feel like a big, all this for nothing, but on the other hand, we kind of got to our goal and we did get some kind of answers, which is more than we had before and kind of, I guess what we were looking for ultimately. So, whoa. A Gent in Progress donated five, I think that's pounds. And they said number one with a little Shiba Inu emoji. Thank you for that. That's really cool. I don't think anyone has ever sent an emoji before through Super Chat, so you are the first one. I will add you to the list. Let me copy your name first, though. Where is my list? Yay. The copy paste gets things done so much quicker. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it. And as always, the super chats get reinvested back into the channel. And I mean, I haven't spent any of the super chat money yet. Like I haven't like bought a new thing for a project yet. I was thinking about getting a capture card to do game stuff, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to do that because I don't know how often I would actually be using it. Since I don't usually do game stuff on my channel. And the last thing I think a year ago that I ended up buying was a bunch of equipment for a video me and Jack's Cheese we're gonna do. And then like that never we didn't get we were starting to brainstorm ideas. It was gonna be a big video, like a multi-part big video, a big like friend collab. But we started planning it. We sort of had some different ideas with how the video was going to be like filmed and stuff. We drafted some scripts and then we sort of didn't really work on it the last time we had met up, and then like the virus happened. We kind of put it on the back burner because we haven't like been able to really talk about it. But we had to buy a bunch of equipment for that, a bunch of games and systems. So hopefully that'll still exist at some point. We'll actually end up like making that a video. I still really want to do it. A day with Ellis's queue. Oh, I think I'm gonna scroll to the bottom again, I think. Did I know in the new Super Mario Bros. DS manual there is a beta screenshot? I did not know that, but now I do. I think in Mario Sunshine manual there's also some beta screenshots of Green Yoshi. Mayro tier list. You guys see, Mayro gets brought up like every so often, but I don't even know who he is. Oh, do I know Jorge Dolphin City said? Yeah, I know Jorge. We've talked a couple times. Yeah. I know him. He's cool. I like his videos. He actually got me into Lost Media like way back, like 5 years ago, like when his top 40 lost or banned kids shows video went up. I think I saw it for, I don't know how it came up in my suggested or what I was looking for, but it showed up, and I watched it not knowing what it was, and that's what hooked me into Lost Media actually. Mango Potato said, wait, Mel said a cloud tier list. I don't know how we do that. Mango Potato said, have you seen the Lost Media iceberg? I know a good majority of the icebergs are basically memes at this point, so I don't really know how many things on it are actual real pieces of Lost Media. Yeah, so I think last week I said I had started watching a video on that, but I didn't finish it. But I actually have finished it since last week, and I kind of enjoyed the video itself. Like, I thought the video was the video was entertaining. I forget who made the video. You can probably, I think there's only one person that made a video on it. And I think I was gonna put them in my list of Lost Media channels you should watch list that I have not made yet. But I like the video they made on it. It was entertaining to the point where I watched it all the way to the end. But I felt like the iceberg itself actually was not very good. Like, whoever made the iceberg, I wasn't like a big fan of it. I feel like we got some more. Wow. Oh, Agent in Progress sent some more money. And they said, did you ever find out any more info on the real life Smash Bros. Fight? I'm still interested in that. I will answer that after I finish this thought, but I will add you to the list first. Again, or I'll update the, so how should we at? Whoops. Cool. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. The double appreciation. So I will get to the Smash Bros. Thing, but what I was saying was, I wasn't a big fan of the Lost Media iceberg. I feel like at the top it was pretty good. I think maybe the second level was pretty good too. But then as we got to the bottom, I felt like it was just more and more like one of the things I think was like, yeah, Beavis is actually Kakarot, and it's like, no, like that doesn't even make sense. Like, at least like with our canon, like that doesn't even make sense. Like Heck Rock is like his own thing. I think one of the things on the iceberg was actually like Heck Rock is a real game, and that one was like okay, like that that's fun to think about. But like to say that Yeah Beavis is actually Heck Rock is like that just doesn't make sense. And there were like a lot of topics like that as you went further down that were like that just like didn't even make sense. That like didn't have anything to do with like anything. So I definitely liked the higher levels of it, but the lower levels, like, I wasn't really a big fan of. And as for the Smash Bros. Live thing, no. No further updates. I'm trying to think if anything has actually happened with it since. I thought there was a little something. So, I've been saying for a long time. So, the story left off where I had contacted a Nintendo PR rep from the time that Smash Fest happened. What was it called? Slamfest. I had contacted a Nintendo PR rep from around that time, and I said, "Do you remember this event?" And they said to me they remembered it, but oh, wait, let me back up again. So at the end of the video, I said I had contacted a Nintendo rep, and that was it. That was where the video ended. But she ended up getting back to me, and she said that she remembered the event, but she was not the one who coordinated it. That would be, and she gave me two names. So I searched for those two people, and I contacted them on their most active social media accounts. That was like maybe 4 or 5 months ago, and I have not heard anything back. I don't even think they read my messages. So I thought they're probably never going to see them at this point, but I didn't have any better way to contact them. So I actually went back to the original person that gave me their names, and I said, "Hey, you remembered their names. Do you have any like active contact to them that I could use to get in touch with them, because I sent them messages on their accounts, but they're not seeing it." And I have not heard back from that person since having sent that message, which was only a couple days ago. So there's still a little bit of hope, but it seems like a game of there's a little bit of hope, but it seems like a game of cat and mouse now, with trying to like like get in contact with these people and message them on active accounts and stuff like that. And even then, who knows if they're even gonna have copies of it, at their disposal. But that's kind of what I'm hoping for now, is to just get in contact with them and see what we can do from here. And I'm just kind of waiting on that. Oh, they found the. Yeah, I saw the Mario RPG set sheet when that happened. But thank you for telling me. Yeah, that was found a while ago. I think I retweeted it. So yes, I remember when that was found. It was a pretty big deal. Raccoon Thief said, "I'm surprised my second favorite, man, not the first, Lost Media YouTuber is streaming during this time around." Yep, well, I it's one of those Thursday nights at 10:05 p.m. There's a no. Do you guys want to see me explode? Master of 2D said there's a mallow on eBay. I'm going to go look right now. And so I have made a mental blacklist of all the sellers on eBay who scalp. And you better be trolling me. Oh, it's a custom. Oh, it's a custom. Dude, I was freaking sweating bullets. Yeah, you must mean a custom, right? Okay, you almost saw. Okay, yeah, it's a custom. Okay, that's fine. You almost saw some freaking You almost saw a man. I don't even know what I would have done. But like, so the thing with the Mallow is, so Mallow is probably one of the rarest, the most elusive and sought after video game memorabilia pieces of all time. Because in the past like 20 years of it existing, we've only seen it, I think, 3 times at this point, right? So it's very, very hard to find. And one went up recently on a Japanese website, and the seller didn't know what they had. They didn't know how rare it was because it sold for $20. $20 for Mallow, right? And we do not know who it went to. I don't think it's resurfaced yet. I don't know if it ever will resurface. But all we know is that it sold, right? And the only thing I was hoping for is that it went to someone who really like wanted it and deserved it and would value it. Pretty much Nightrim is the only person I can think of who like would deserve it, honestly. Even if like I ended up buying it, right? That's like, I mean, of course everyone wants it, right? But like I almost feel like it doesn't even belong in my, like it shouldn't even be in my collection. Like it's too sacred, right? I mean, I do have a lot of sacred pieces in my collection, prototypes. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like Nightrim has been looking for it for 20 years. I feel like if anyone should have it, it should be him, right? And the last thing I wanted to see is someone get it for $20 and flip it on eBay for like several thousand, and you know there would be people out there who would pay that much for that plush. That was the last thing I wanted to see happen. And if I literally just witnessed that happen real time on stream, I would have been so angry. But you're talking about a custom, so that's a completely different story. Like that's fine, who cares? I just don't want that one to ever be like scalped, or any Mallow for that matter, to like fall into the hands of like a scalper. It's just like Mallow is too pure for that. I feel like if anyone ever scalps Mallow, I think like a curse will be set upon them. Mallow is that like sacred, I think. So I'm really glad that it wasn't. I'm really glad that it wasn't that one. Borkbine said, I may be wrong, but I think the Mario RPG Shy Guy keychain is the only piece of merchandise of him before his modern design after Yoshi's story. Not super up to date on Shy Guy merchandise, but you might be right. I can't think. There may have been some Keshi actually, if you count that. But as for colored figures, you might be right. Oh, how long ago was the plush purchased? I think it was purchased a few months ago at this point. I want to say maybe like 2 or 3 months ago. Probably like 3 months ago. And yes, I was talking about the plush. Still, Leo said still doing clay figures. I'm not really doing clay figures anymore. No, I've been wanting to get back into it for years. I just haven't really had the motivation. But I still have all my old ones, and I think about doing new ones occasionally. I just haven't gotten around to it yet, unfortunately. Black Bear said that shipping from Japan is slow. Might not happen now, but it doesn't mean it won't happen yet. No, I mean like, okay, I'm not gonna say it'll never happen. Like, you know, I mean, it definitely could happen, but I guess like what I'm worried about and what I was talking about was like literally someone getting it and like the first thing they do when they get it is put it on eBay, right? But I think the time for that has passed. You guys think Japan's shipping is slow? Believe it or not, it's actually quite the opposite right now because of the way that the virus has affected shipping. Oftentimes, currently, the only shipping options you can choose are like FedEx and like, you know, you can't choose airmail, you can't choose SAL, you can't choose EMS. It's like FedEx and like DHL, you know, like international shipping, things like that. And those services, which again are the only ones you can choose, those services have very high rates, but the shipping is fast. Even before the virus, when you could pick EMS and SAL and all the other tiers of shipping, FedEx and DHL were always the fastest they were just the most expensive. But now because Japan themselves isn't shipping like all the SAL and all that other stuff, you have to go with FedEx or DHL, and just those are inherently fast. So definitely, I think whoever bought it would have had it by now. And since we haven't seen it online yet on eBay, I don't think they're going to resell it right away. Like I said, they might, whoever owns it might someday, right? And like you can't, I don't know, you can't really like stop that from happening. But I guess just the one thing I was most worried about was that someone was going to get it and then immediately flip it on eBay. And I think I hate that the most out of anything. But it doesn't look like that's the case. Toad Chancellor keychain on eBay, all caps. The Mario RPG keychains actually aren't even that valuable. Well, I was gonna say they're not valuable, but that. Okay, what I was gonna say actually was Mario RPG keychains are actually not hard to find anymore. I don't know where all of them just came from, but for the past I remember when I first started looking into Mario RPG keychains, which was probably like 4 years ago or more. Probably actually, when did I first start looking for? Like, I sort of had a bunch of my time collecting has been a little weird. I was super into it in the early 2010s. I kind of stopped like mid 2010s, and then by the end I was picking it back up. I don't think I was really looking into RPG keychains in the early 2010s, so it was probably towards the mid 2010s that I was sort of looking more at stuff like that. And I would say probably like 2015 or so. And you couldn't really find them back then. I mean, you couldn't find them in the early 2010s either, but you couldn't really find them at all in the like 2015, 2016. But nowadays you can find them pretty easily. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just more people knowing about collecting now, or people seeing like, oh well, this one sold for $500, not I'm going to sell mine too, and just more coming out of the woodwork like that. But they're not really hard to find anymore, and honestly, they're really not that valuable. Like, maybe with the exception of Geno and Mallow, right? Like, those are the ones everyone wants, but like, don't pay more than like freaking like $30 for a Mario or something. Like, of course, if you the keychains are a little weird because there's a bunch of different like tiers for collecting them. There's just loose. There's loose with the sticker on the bottom. There's loose with the sticker and the tag, and then there's like bagged with the sticker and the tag, and all these different like tiers of it. And obviously, the more mint the keychain is, the higher the value it is. But generally speaking, the ones I usually see are just the characters not tagged, and some of them will have stickers on the bottom. Those ones don't pay more than like 30 or 40 if you really have to. I've seen like Marios that are like just have the sticker on the bottom and they're like $80. Like, don't do that. Don't pay that much for them. Tagged ones, little more valuable, and again, depending on the character, like, who cares about Toad Chancellor, but everyone wants Geno. So it really, really depends. But like, generally speaking, my tip to you guys, if you want the RPG keychains, is just don't pay a lot for them, because they're honestly not hard to find. They're really, really not hard to find. Oh, I missed wow. I missed a lot. Jeez, I'm glad okay. So, K1 YouTube, thank you for that, said, I wonder if there is VeggieTales Lost Media, because that show was pretty good. On another note, how are you doing? And then Leo said, been following since video game clay figure models and still loving your new content. Awesome to see you blow up, man. Keep it up. Oh my god. So, okay, let me add you guys to the list, and then I want to take a screenshot of your guys' comment in case I don't get to them in time. I can open them up and go back to it. Because I don't know how long the messages stay up for. Okay, so screenshot has been acquired. Oh, and just Leo. I just have to copy your name. I know how to spell Leo. Yo, so thank you very much, guys, for that. I really appreciate that. So to get to your questions, I guess I'll take them in the order they were received. First is K1 YouTube with the VeggieTales Lost Media. Yeah, I know there's a lot of VeggieTales Lost Media, actually. There's quite a bit. Um, a lot of people have asked me to do videos on it in the past, but I've never really been a VeggieTales fan. So I, like, never got into it or anything. Um, but maybe in the future, like if some crazy thing happens with the VeggieTales community or something, I could see myself like getting into it more. It was just one of those things, or if I do kids show Lost Media, I guess I could see myself getting into that kind of thing. But I've just never been like a big fan of it. I never like kind of like with Thomas and Friends. I just never really saw the appeal. Everyone tells me all the time to do Thomas videos, but I just never really saw the appeal of it, so I just never got around to doing it. Um, but I don't like ever say no to any particular topic. So maybe someday I will, just when the timing is right. Maybe if I do get into kids stuff, kids show Lost Media, I can get back into it with VeggieTales, or do an episode on VeggieTales at least. And then on another note, how are you doing? Well, I guess for the most part, doing pretty good. I guess this week has kind of been quiet with like just playing some games, slacking off with video stuff. Oh, the messages do stay there. Okay, that's good. Playing some games, slacking off with video stuff, and haven't really been out a lot because of the virus and stuff. But you know, all my friends are back at college and stuff anyway, so it's not like I'd be able to see them anyway, even if there was no virus. So in that regards, it's going okay, I guess. You know, we're over $40. Maybe we'll have some Tinder stories at the end. We did hit the goal. I do have some more. We'll see what happens. But yeah, for the most part, it's been going pretty good, I think. And then Leo said been follow. Oh, it was more of a comment, but yeah, I've been following since my original, or since Video Game Claymore model. So for anyone who doesn't know, because a lot of okay, that's actually really cool, Leo, that you even have been following me for that long. Because I like, in a way, you know, people always say, and I actually didn't realize that you had been a fan since all those years ago, because people always say to me, oh, when are you gonna get back into Clay? When are you gonna, you know, all this stuff. But it sort of like blindsides me, because I don't really realize that there are actually people out there who still like have any interest in my Clay at all. So like for you to say that you've been a fan since the Clay is like really really cool. Because it's sort of like, you know, it sort of like brings me back to that time. Like there are people, you know, like you, who like remember me from my Clay, and like you were like legitimately asking me like, oh, what's up with your Clay? Because like you used to watch it, right? And I guess what I said earlier still kind of holds true. I don't really do Clay anymore. I stopped doing Clay. Well, I guess if you've been following me for, you know, since then, I stopped doing Clay, you know, around 2015 and stuff. I was putting so much more work into my sculptures, and I just feel like there weren't enough people that cared. So I just stopped, and that's when I went into like the gaming hoax videos, and then, you know, Lost Media. And I've kind of just been going with Lost Media, but I have been wanting to get back into Clay for a couple of years, actually. I just never really found the right way to do it. I always would lose motivation, or I'd have an idea for a sculpture and it would just never get done, you know. And I've seen a lot of like different kind of sculpting videos on YouTube nowadays, right? Like the sculpting scene is a lot different than when I left it, for sure. So in some regard, I feel like I do want to get back into it at some point, because maybe I can do something new to the community, the sculpting community now. Maybe like my videos will be more appreciated nowadays than they were back then, because people have a reinterest in sculpting. You know, it's been so long since I made a video. I think the last Clay video I made was in 2016, so it's been 4 years, which is a long time. You know, but at the same time, am I going to put the time into sculpting and painting and like presenting it in a fun way? You know, I don't just want to do like this, here, you know, I made this, look at it, here you go, boom, that's it. Like, no, I gotta present it in a cool way, or do something cool, or have some kind of like interesting feature. Like some of my last sculptures I ever made were trying to be more innovative. with what they did. Like I had that Luigi's Mansion Luigi, where he could hold a flashlight, and he was going to stand on top of a clock or something. He's going to be like a clock that has a light on it. I just never got around to finishing it. I just never like did anything with it. So it's honestly been something I've been like fighting with myself for a long time, and like, yeah, this I guess is like get off on a big rant about this too, but like it's so weird thinking about my like past on YouTube because I feel like I buried it. Um and it's like I feel like I buried it, but maybe I shouldn't have done that because it's something I maybe could have come back to later. But now that it has been buried, I almost don't want to resurrect it. You know what I'm saying? Like if I had been doing little clay videos like while I was doing Lost Media back years ago, or while I was doing the game videos years ago, the hoax videos, maybe I would see the clay and the art as in a different way than I do now, because I would have never have really stopped. But since I stopped, I don't really know if I want to like start it back up again. Just because it's been so long, and I'm not really concerned about like I guess I'm not really concerned about like I mean, to some extent, well, what are the viewers going to think? I have to balance it with the Lost Media. Is it going to do any good against the other clay videos that are being posted? It's all relative competition. And I know people are always like, well, just do what you want to do. If you want to do it, do it. And like, yeah, I like to some extent, I agree with that. But that's just it, though. It's do I want to do it? Do I want to spend time doing that? Do I want to you know, like get back into this like old dead thing that I used to do? And that is and I don't know the answer to that question. I've been fighting with that for the past like 2 years or so. I have sculptures. I think I'm trying to think how many sculptures I did after I like quit clay on YouTube. I think I did like maybe 2 or 3. They were never finished, but I had started 2 or 3, and I still have them sitting on my table or somewhere around there. All these years later, just incomplete, just there, and and it's like, well, I want to go work on them, like I want to do it, but again, it's like, do I want to? And here's some really deep El Supersonic Q history for you guys. Like another part of it, aside from everything I just talked about, also is like the very, very bad negative connection I have to art, because as I started finishing, or let me start that again. As I started winding down my clay career on YouTube, and as I stopped sculpting and stuff, it was also around the same time, and I'm not talking about like the last like couple of videos, I mean like the last like couple of years of me doing the clay. It was also around the same time I was finishing up with high school. And the last couple of years of my high school were like probably some of the worst years of my entire life. I can probably say that, because like everyone imagines senior year as like this, the best year of their life and like this crazy great experience, and like just mine was anything but. And I won't get into like too many details, but it all came down to just this one girl. It's a super, super, super long story, but I guess what I'm trying to say is, back during those last 2 years, I would often use art as a like defense mechanism for when something didn't go right or did go right with this particular person. I would often find myself doing clay or art based upon those interactions, which might sound kind of weird, but like if I had talked to her and she said like something, that she wanted to like do something or hang out, right? I'd be really, really happy, and I would go home and I'd get the motivation and energy to sculpt something, right? Or if she did the opposite and didn't want to do that, didn't want to do something, then I would not have the motivation to sculpt, and I'd be like, this sculpture is like almost complete, but she said no to me, so I can't do it. I can't finish it. And like I know it sounds really dramatic and stupid, but like this happened for like 2 years, and after a while, I think subconsciously I had connected my sculpting and my art to these negative experiences to the point where once I stopped doing art altogether, because on YouTube, like I said, the views not being there on YouTube was kind of the final nail in the coffin. But when that happened, I think that's why I kind of buried the art altogether, is because I was connecting it with these like negative experiences, and I just said like, screw this, I'm just getting this out of here, and that's it. And that's probably one of the reasons why I haven't really done a lot of art in a long time, is because I connected it with those negative experiences. And when I feel when I go to like do new art or sculpt something new, I'm like getting like flashbacks to like those days when like I would be doing this, you know, like out of like anger, out of like whatever the emotion was at the time. So I think that's another big reason why I just don't really do art anymore. And I know that was such a long time ago, but I I haven't really been able to like get past that specific thing, mostly because like that was like, I would say like, and I don't say like, I don't want to say like I never will. I mean, that's kind of like stupid to say, but like it's not like I continued having like a further relationship with this person like out like after high school. Like high school ended and like that was it. And like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like they're stuck in that moment in time, like there's no, or at least there hasn't been any kind of like continuation to that bit of story. So that's how I see her. That's how I see the end of high school. That's how I see my art and everything that was going on at that time, is just a big culmination of like angry, mad, bad things. And like, I just don't want to go back to doing that. So I just haven't sculpted like at all. I just totally just, I guess that was a really big like tangent, but that's what you expect, tangents and rants. And I mean, like I said, like never say never. Like at some point, I can definitely see myself like getting back into it. Maybe if like, just I don't even know what the circumstance would be, but like, I'm not saying like, oh, I am like, I'm like mentally unable to get back into sculpting, because like I could, I just don't have enough of a reason to. I don't have enough of a motivation to like push me past those like bad memories. Um, and like, start getting back into it. Okay, I missed 9 billion comments. I actually counted. Zachary said, "Hey, El Supersonic, I'm going to head out, but before I go, did you know that? Do you know about the Lost Dumbo sequel Disney was?" Yes, I think I do. I believe I have heard about that before. Yes. So, yes. Oh, yo, Marin's here. Said, "Oh wait, El, I had an idea to make an alternate Halloween walk playlist. I'm recording audio of me acting out a story. This might become the Halloween walk story version." That's funny. I really wish I could do a Halloween walk, but I don't know if it's. I don't think it's gonna happen. Yo, Paul's here. What's up, Paul? You guys know Paul. Glad you can stop by. The good old high school days. Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. Man, I don't know how much of that rant you heard, but yeah, it's just like, I know like like I know like I said to you that like I have like when I was over last time, and I like specifically said like, oh yeah, like screw her, and like, yes, like I'm like done with that, like aspect of it. But like, I just, like the way high school ended for certain things like the art, it's just very hard to move past that, because like that's how it's like frozen in time. Like, I can remember like the last like piece of art I think I ever did in high school, right? The last piece of art was, I did a chalk drawing that, I don't know if you were at the baccalaureate or not, Paul, but I did a chalk drawing that was like a time lapse of me drawing Mario in a chalk drawing, and it was played at the baccalaureate. And the, she was in the audience, and I synced my video up with music. It was some like super like angsty like Fall Out Boy song or something, and it was very like aggressively like it wasn't like burn in hell, but like you get the idea. And like I think she knew it was aimed at her, right? But like that's what I'm saying is like that was my literally the last art piece I ever drew in high school was a Mario chalk drawing that was synced up to a Fall Out Boy Burn in Hell song that was played at the baccalaureate that she saw. Like it's like how do I get that out of my mind? Like how like you know what I'm saying? Like how do I just like it's just very hard to like restart after that kind of thing. Whoa. Leo said, "Thanks for the response, man. Sorry for putting you on a tangent." Now, tangents. The name of the stream is tangents. Well, I guess not tonight, but it's tangents and rants. Sorry to hear about the art, but I'm glad you're doing things that make you happy. Yeah. First, let me add you to the list. So thank you for that again. Cool. Yeah. I guess I actually didn't really finish. I guess I didn't really finish what I was saying before about the whole clay thing, but yeah, and that's kind of why actually. Well, I guess how do I want to like segue into this? Like the thing about the clay though, like that's why I don't do the clay anymore. But I think that's why I've kept with Lost Media for so long. And it's funny actually because there have been a lot of Lost Media YouTubers in the past who have really fallen out of Lost Media, right? But for me, like I'm still in Lost Media because I genuinely enjoy it. And like the videos I'm making now with the Lost Media videos, like yeah, like I'm not doing the clay anymore, but I'm doing the Lost Media, and like I really really like Lost Media. So you know, like I only have because of when I found out about it and how I found out about it and like just everything about like it's just Lost Media has been like a very positive influence, right? Like it's just so fun getting lost down a rabbit hole trying to contact people. I mean, there have been some very frustrating times in different searches and stuff. Don't get me wrong. I remember for A Day with SpongeBob, when we were in the A Day with SpongeBob search group, I like we were near the end of the search, right? And we were trying to hear back from Lorenzo Hawley or somebody like that. And I hit a wall in that search group, right? I was just like, I think I literally was like, man, like F this, like F A Day with SpongeBob. They're never gonna get back to us. It's all for nothing. Like screw this. Like it would, and like it was just funny because like I was still very much invested in A Day with SpongeBob at that point. I was still very like into it, but like just the stress of like not having these people contact us and get back to us when we knew they had the answers was very frustrating, right? But you bounce back from that, and eventually they did contact us, and oh, that was really cool. That was very early on though in my Lost Media searching. Probably wouldn't overreact like that now, but you know what I'm saying though. Even like the worst moments of Lost Media still exceed like you know those best moments of me sculpting because I was out of desperation, because I was happy that she said yes to me for some like you know what I'm saying. Like Lost Media is just, and I'm really glad that I haven't connected Lost Media to anything specific. It's just it's like it's like its own thing, its own entity, and that's good that I haven't done any of that. And maybe like who knows if I was making different videos in high school that had nothing to do with art, maybe like if I was doing like comedy videos maybe in high school or something, maybe I'd feel the same way about comedy videos where I'd think like, oh, I can't do comedy videos because like my comedy videos were determined based on my interactions with her. So maybe it would be the same way, but I'm just lucky that Lost Media happened so far past high school that there's no bad connections to it. It's just like go down a freaking wormhole of stuff and contact people, or rabbit hole. I don't know why I keep saying wormhole. Go down a rabbit hole of stuff and contact people, and like it's just so, you know what I'm saying? So like yeah, no, I really enjoy the Lost Media. It's just so fun. And it's really rewarding. I would almost argue that doing Lost Media is more rewarding than art because I almost feel like you're doing it with a community, and I know there are art communities and stuff, but like I just feel like with the Lost Media as a whole, like it's like a really like good system, I think. Whereas with the art videos, it was mostly just me doing my own art. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really part of an art community. I'm not really sure if there is that kind of thing like anymore. Or I don't know if there ever even was that kind of thing. So it's just very different. Yo, oh, I remember that one. Paul said my original authentic model, one of one, Devil Chaos Tower you made is the goat clay sculpture though. Just saying. I remember making that for you. You requested that. That was a commission, and then Stove wanted the neutral one, and then I made myself the hero one like years later. So the trilogy exists, the one of one. I remember making a couple other things for you too. I think I made you a well, I don't know if you want me saying that out loud, but I made some other things for you. I remember. Those are really fun too. See, there were some good moments. There were some good clay moments. I do remember. But I just the bad ones definitely just overpower the good ones in my head. I'm like Indiana Jones maniac 536 said. Oh, okay. Never seen Indiana Jones. Are canceled things considered lost media? Rom Ham said. Did you ask me that last week? Yeah, I think they are considered that. That one kid is tired. Well, Kakarot is the best anime. The Sonic Extreme has a headache. All these ailments. You guys have all these ailments in the chat. Have you heard of the major Sword and Shield leak? Oh, I think I maybe saw some stuff about that. I didn't look into it because I don't really like Pokemon anymore. Please read my previous message or just respond so I have consolence. Poramo5 said, I didn't see any other comments, my bad. Sato Pika said, do you have advice for finding music lost media? Oh, I think I said this earlier. Music lost media is really hard to find because, like, it's so specific to each artist. And usually the only people that would have that kind of thing are the artists themselves or, like, record labels or friends of the artists. So I don't really have any advice. Maybe just contact the artist if you can, if the band is small enough. Like, I talked to the White Tie Affair guy years ago before they announced the reunion, and I asked him about the unreleased songs, and he didn't even give me any. He just said that he thinks they were all leaked, which I don't think they were all leaked. But that's a really tricky one, right? Because like where are you gonna find the lost My Chemical Romance songs? You know, like that's really hard. I would say maybe just contact the band or friends of the band if you can. That would probably be my best guess. Oh, Paramo5 said, do a video on the Trendmasters Johnny Bravo plush. It's a super... I've seen that one. I have one of the 5 made by Jonathan Scheinman. It's very rare. I've been meaning to do a Cartoon Network like product video for a long time. I just never got around to it for a bunch of different reasons. But that would definitely be something I would talk about in such a video. If I get back into collectible videos, though, I've kind of been tapping out of them recently because I just, I don't know. I feel like the collectible videos never do that good on my channel anymore. Like they used to back when Kelly Toy was like a big deal in Toy Network. But nowadays, I don't think they do as well. So, no promises on that one. But if I do, though, the Johnny Bravo stuff would definitely get a mention. There's a lot of prototype Trendmasters stuff, actually. Oh my god! How do you pronounce your name? Saint Gulick said, Pan Pizza Midnight Society collab when? Now, we're shooting for the moon here with the Midnight Society. I'm just hoping for a Pizza Party podcast. That's what I'm hoping for. Someday I'll get on the Pizza Party podcast. I still think it's funny how, like, every single Lost Media Wiki community member, and even people that have nothing to do with the Lost Media Wiki, but, you know, just like, I don't know, it seems like everyone's been on it except me. And I probably tell this story every time, but I remember when the Kappa Monkey pilot was found, they talked about it on stream, but they did not invite me on. So Someday, I think someday, I'm confident I will be on there. Maybe the next time I stream, I'll name the stream, um, like, I'll put in the title somewhere, like, inevitable, pizza party podcast request or something, just so it's out there. Raccoon Thieves had ever heard of Saki, whatever that. Yeah, that's a dumb, stupid, creepypasta thing. People asked me to make a video on that. I never did because it was fake and kind of dumb. Agent in Progress said, I cannot believe you have never seen any of the Indiana Jones movies. They're classics. Have you watched anything that isn't anime related? If so, what is your favorite film or show that's not anime related? Honestly, I like. I just feel like my viewing habits are really weird. Like, I used to only watch anime and cartoons as a kid. I don't even really watch a lot of stuff anymore because I just don't really find it interesting at all. Um, I guess. What the heck was the question? Have you watched anything? Okay, I guess to more directly answer your question about like movies and stuff, I Paul and me and another friend of ours named Alex, which I remember. Paul, you didn't even remember this when we talked about it, but we used to see movies on occasion, and I also used to go with Alex and another one of our friends named Josh. Um, so we used to see a lot of movies back in the day. Off the top of my head, we saw Wolf of Wall Street, The Giver, Jurassic World, Interstellar, I think. Um, uh, what was that movie? Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2, I think. Um, we probably saw a few others because that used to be what we actually used to do. We used to go to the movies a lot back in the day. Um, Most of those movies I named I thought were pretty good actually. So if that counts as having seen movies, then I guess that counts. But I've never seen like the original Jurassic Parks. I've never seen the Indiana Jones. I don't think I've ever even seen the original Star Wars ones all the way through. Oh, we saw episode 7 as well. I thought it was pretty good, but I didn't see the other ones. Oh, we saw Rogue One as well, which I don't think I thought was very good. I don't really remember what I thought about that one. Um, what else did we see? Maybe that was, well, those are all the big ones, I think. Um, oh, I've also never seen the Harry Potter movies. I was never really a big movie person. I was like a cartoon guy, honestly. CGG said, "Did I miss Tinder stories?" You did not miss Tinder stories. Whoa, Grim822 said, "What's this channel I just tripped over?" As if like you've never been here before. That is that is really interesting. We're talking about Spooky Lost Media, and oh, we didn't do our retro video game reviews yet. But we've had inevitable rants, and I guess the whole stream is kind of a Q&A. So, welcome to the channel, I guess, if you've never been here before. Ultra Rare Shura said Interstellar was great. Yeah, I remember it being pretty good. I just remember it being a little slow, I think. I honestly don't have any memories of any of those movies except I think Jurassic World I remember pretty well, and Wolf of Wall Street I remember pretty well. I think I remember I was really into Wolf of Wall Street at the time. I thought that was a great movie, but nowadays I don't know if it's my. I don't think I'd want to rewatch it again. That was like crazy. Like at the time, that was like crazy that we saw that movie. Like I remember it was like a craziness. Um, what other ones do I? Oh, the Giver was really weird though. I guess I don't really remember that one that much though. Oh, Days of the Week tier list. I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that one. I like the month one. I don't think we can compete with the month one. If we do, we might have to like come up with like a completely different idea. Pittsburgh Line Rain fan said, oh, Rail fan said, "Hey, it's me again. How's your afternoon? Hope you're doing well." Well, it's nighttime for me right now. But my afternoon was pretty productive because I worked on my video, which will be out tomorrow, which is not done currently, but I got some more work to do on that. But yeah, I guess it was pretty productive. Also, thanks for stopping by again. Do I like the Godfather movies? Also, Matthew says hi. I've never seen the Godfather movies. I literally like, literally like I just like people are probably like so shocked that I've like never seen these classic movies. I was just never a movie person. I've just never ever been a movie person. Um, like I can't think of any of the classics I've seen. I've never seen like I don't know if like Grease is a classic or whatever. Like Saturday Night Fever. Like just I've never seen any of those. Just none of those movies. Like the only movie I freaking Detective Pikachu and the Sonic movie. Those are like the only two movies aside from all the other ones I named in high school. And even like before all those ones, I can't think of any. I think that time in high school was the only time I was really going to the movies to see stuff. Because even before that, I can't remember a time where I was really like into watching movies. John Lennon, oh John Lemon, my bad, said, "Yo, I got this in my recommended. What's up?" Well, if you're new to the channel, or maybe you're not. No, I think you've been here before. I well, we're talking about movies I've never seen, I guess, which include pretty much everything from pop culture. Apparently, Crimson Master said, "Hello, I'm new. What's up, Crimson Master?" Oh, Pittsburgh is reading the Giver for English right now. Oh my gosh, freaking! I hated that book, man. Oh, okay. Now you're jogging my memory here. I remember seeing The Great Gatsby. I think with my English class, we saw that one. What other movies did we see that were based on books? Well, I guess I guess this isn't really like going to the movies and seeing like popular cinema, but like I remember seeing Of Mice and Men. We watched a movie for that one. We watched the Hamlet movie, I think. Romeo and Juliet movie, I think. Um, I guess most of the books they make you read in English class probably have movies made for them. We probably watch them all. Um, I just on the topic of books, though, I really hated like reading in like school because I just couldn't relate to like any of the stories that we had to read. I just like didn't like you know I don't know, maybe it was just because like my classes I remember having like really as because it's okay, I'm out of school now, so no one can do anything. I was thinking like, oh wait, am I still in school? Can I not talk bad about my teachers? But yeah, I can wait out of school. Who cares? I just remember having some really bad English teachers. I guess I won't throw out names, but Paul, if you're I think yeah, Paul's been in the chat. Paul, I know you remember the ninth grade English teacher. Uh, I know you remember her. She was probably one of the that may have been one of my least favorite classes I've ever had in my entire life. She was like a freaking drill sergeant. I hated her, and I remember, and you know how like ninth graders are, right? Like they're just like and we were in an honors class, so we weren't like we weren't screwing around like intentionally, right? I think one time she's like, "Oh, work on your worksheet or whatever," and we were just working and talking, like a class would, and I guess she thought we were too loud, so she like yells like, "Hey, like everyone quiet down." So everyone quiet down, but then as expected, the volume kind of picks up again, and then she like did it again, and she's like, "Next time, I have to tell you to quiet down. I'm gonna give you a test." And it's going to be graded and count towards your grade. And, like no one wanted to do that, right? No one wanted to take the freaking test, but we're just kids. We're just like talking, doing our work or whatever. And so the volume got, I guess, too loud again, even though I think on the third time it wasn't even nearly as loud as it was the first two. And then she's like, "All right, that's it." She took her freaking papers, passed everyone a test, and she said, "This counts towards your grade." And it was on material we hadn't even freaking read yet. And I remember sitting there thinking, like, what the hell? How are we supposed to freaking, like, take this test? And I think, no one got any of the questions right, I assume, because it was on material we hadn't read yet, but everyone passed it in, and everyone, I don't really remember what like the aftermath of that was. I don't know how it affected my grade. I just remember it happened. And I remember her words specifically. She's, because as people were passing it in, they were kind of like looking at her like, this is crazy. And she's like, I don't make empty threats. I'm just like, this fucking teacher. Like, holy shit. It's like the worst class I've ever been in. And like, it was so dumb too, because like, most of the time she was like that, but like sometimes she'd have a little, a little piece of, like humility in her, and she'd be talking about, maybe like a TV show or something with a student, and I'd be thinking in the back of my head like that freaking teacher, like, don't you dare say two words to me, because I'm not gonna humor your conversations. I got my eye on you, like freaking teacher, like, oh my god, I freaking hated that class so much. And then the next year though, complete opposite. We had an English teacher that treated us like children. It was the best thing ever. We'd have freaking fruit salad parties and movie parties, and instead of watching or instead of reading the book, we just watched the movie instead. Oh, freaking great class. Great English class. Then the next year, I had a class that was sort of like the ninth grade one. So that was 9, 10, this is 11. It was sort of like the ninth grade one, where she wasn't like super strict, but she was kind of a bitch. I'm just gonna say that. Like, I just always felt like she just like very like condescending, I don't know. I just didn't like her. And in 11th grade was, like I said, the last 2 years were like the beginning of the end for me. I just didn't have a good time in high school. So like I didn't like a lot of people in my class. I think I kind of knew some people, but I didn't sit anywhere near them. Really, really weird time. And then the year after that, probably the best teacher I've ever had. The best teacher I've ever had. Again, I'm not gonna say names, but he was the chillest teacher. Like, the 10th grade English class was really good. I liked the teacher. We were just very chill about it. But like, this guy was he just didn't fucking care. We watch movies. We just go off on tangents for the entire class. Like, but he was cool with it. He's like the cool teacher in the school. Everyone likes him. He was really great. I'm so glad I got to have him as a teacher. So it kind of went like worst, really good, bad, best, I guess, for English classes. But for the most part, though, back to what I was even saying, a lot of the books we had to read in English class, I just didn't really like at all. The Giver, that was in middle school, actually. But I'll stick with high school, I guess. But I remember Catcher in the Rye, I hated that one. I didn't understand it at all. Great Gatsby was really friggin' hard to understand. What other ones did we read? I can't even remember. I mean, if someone like showed me a list, I'd probably remember them. My memory is not that bad, but I'm trying to think, like, To Kill a Mockingbird, didn't really like get that one. Of Mice and Men, I already said. Hamlet, Romeo and Juliet, The Odyssey we read. I think Grendel. There must have been more. That only covers like 2 years or something. 1984. Was that English class? I can't remember. No, I don't know if we read that for English class. We may have read that in a different literature class I took. I think. No, maybe we did read it in English class. I don't know. I didn't like any of the books. Oh, was that the one who owed me, who owed Paul a Ferrari? No, that was middle school. That was the sixth grade middle school teacher. I think. Yeah, sixth grade middle school. The one I'm talking about was ninth grade English. Uh, I remember the Ferrari thing. That was good. See, that teacher was cool though. I remember in middle school. I don't really remember having a lot of like bad teachers in middle school. I liked. I think our English teacher in sixth grade. Didn't she give you like a toy car Ferrari or something? I thought she did actually like give you something, to like make good on the promise. I remember that. That was a classic meme. That's a good one. That's a good story. Um, I think most of my teachers in middle school though, I honestly don't remember like having any real like issues with any middle school teachers. Um, like even the ones I disliked, I just didn't really like strongly dislike. I just didn't really like care for them. But like nothing like middle school or like high school. Not even English. I had some really I had like some really bad like history teachers too. Um, I guess maybe there were some teachers in. Oh, okay. Now that I think about it, there were some teachers in middle school that were like bitches and stuff like that. But maybe that's a story for another day. Kate said the English teacher had a test prepared for this situation. I don't know if it was actually prepared for. I think she may have just given it to us early, like we were gonna have it in the next couple days anyway. But she just said, "Well, just take it now," which was just freaking stupid anyway. Yeah, man, she was. Oh, and what's even funnier? What's even funnier is that like so we had her in ninth grade. 2 years later, when I was in 11th grade, I guess she also moved up as an 11th grade teacher, and I had heard that she actually became very mellow. Because I remember talking to some people, and I'm like, "Oh, you got her? Like, oh, you're screwed." And they're like, "Why? She doesn't do anything." So I don't know what changed over the course of like those couple years, but I heard that she really mellowed out, which I find hard to believe. I think maybe she told the kids she'd fail them all if they didn't spread good news about her. Maybe that's what happened. Oh, what's even funnier about this freaking teacher? Oh my god, I just remembered this. Talking about art as well. So when I was a senior in high school, so 12th grade now, I was in an AP art class and we did these different projects and stuff. And we did this one project that had to do with like Easter eggs, like a plastic egg, and you had to like do something artistic with it or whatever the project was. So for some reason at the time I was thinking like, what can I do that's like very that's like cool or what. I don't remember like what the idea was or anything, but I decided to make a recreation from The Great Gatsby, which I didn't like the book, but I kind of liked the film. I thought Leonardo DiCaprio was really good in it. And Tobey Maguire is cool too. So I made I took two like plastic Easter eggs. One was Gatsby, one was Daisy, and I wrote like East Egg and West Egg on them. I dressed them up and put them in a like one of those old like cars that you like from the 20s that you would see in The Great Gatsby. And I believe was Gatsby's car yellow. I think it was in the book or something. So I made a little like plastic, or it wasn't plastic. It was like maybe styrofoam or something. A little like yellow car out of styrofoam, and I put the two eggs in there, and they were like it was like a little art piece, like they were driving around like in the movie, and it had to do with eggs, right? Because East Egg and West Egg, and that's where they were from in the book. And I really liked that art piece. It was really cool, and it was in a display case for a really long time, right? So here's the punchline. Little did I know that English teacher I very 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 much hated, I guess really liked The Great Gatsby, right? So that had been sitting in the display case for months and months, and I guess she eventually saw it. And one day, the librarian, who I was cool with, and I guess she's kind of friends with everyone. She was friends with this teacher I hated, right? So the librarian says to me like, "Oh hey, like I saw you had a Great Gatsby project in the display case." And I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Oh, it's really cool." I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Would you ever sell it?" And at the time, I was in high school, so I had like no money, right? So I'm just like, "Oh, yeah, sure, like money." Right? Because I wasn't really making any money at the time doing anything. It was just like birthday money is what I was like living on. So I'm like, "Oh yeah, you want to buy it? How much?" And she's like, "Oh, I'll give you $40." And I thought that I was gonna settle for 20. I'm like 40? Oh, damn, yeah, all day long. So I sold it to her for $40, and I think I said something like, like, "Oh, I hope you enjoy it or put it, in your office or something." And she's like, "Oh, it wasn't for me. It was for the teacher. She likes The Great Gatsby. I'm gonna give it to her as a present." And I looked at look at my face and just like, okay. I think I just walked away and that was it. Like, holy, like this art project that I thought was really cool, right? I sold to the librarian, she's gifting it to the teacher I despise. So there'll always be a little bit of me in that teacher's room because I think she put it in her room. I mean, I don't know if she's even still working at the school anymore or what, but for a time, a little piece of me was in the teacher's room that I hated. So maybe I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. Maybe there's like bad aura in the Gatsby car when it was in her room. Bad things befell her, like she forgot where she put her test papers, so the class had to not take a test that day or something. Who knows? But I just thought it was really, really freaking funny. Maybe the English teacher admired your artistic skills all along. Oh, David's piece. Now, sorry if I missed any of your extra comments, David. But thanks for stopping by. I you know me and tangents. I haven't thought about that story in a really long time. That was really cool. I mean, I don't even remember if the teacher ever knew that I did art though. Like, I mean, I don't even know if she remembered me because that was I literally did not talk to that teacher after ninth grade, and this was 12th grade, so she may have not even remembered me. I mean, she probably did like I mean, she probably did like it enough. I'm sure she enjoyed it, but like, if only she knew. Oh, not Pickler Rick has a link to an End of Johnny Bravo plush listing. Oh, Saint was homeschooled. Busted Nug. I'm just sort of flying through comments. Busted Nug said, "How come you changed your intro song? It needs to get updated, man. I had the old one for a long time, and I kind of wanted Jack's Cheese to give it some more life." Oh, Robin S. Love my Jimmy Two Shoes video. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I thought it came out pretty good too. Probably one of my favorites, maybe of all time. Oh yeah, maybe that's the thing, Busted Nug, is I just didn't relate to like I freaking hated that kid Holden. I just didn't relate to like anybody in any of the books that we read. Like I know like the tone of like To Kill a Mockingbird was like racism or something, but like that was never really relevant at that time. I think like you know what I'm saying. Like it just the way it was presented was like a little dated. It was sort of hard to like really understand. Of Mice and Men was about what was that one about? Like, perceptions of people, which is just like whatever in high school. I don't even really know what that one was about. Didn't relate to Holden Caulfield. I would say like out of everything, I guess Gatsby I like the most. A lot of themes in that I think sort of were parallel to what I was doing in the later high school years, but like even so, just none of them I didn't really feel myself engaged in like any of them. Maybe I'm just not a big reader to begin with. Yo, pause, peace and out. Thanks for stopping by, Paul. I'm glad you stopped by. Woolly Woolly Woo what? Wooly Who's It said, "Can't wait for tomorrow's video. Lately you've been coming out with amazing videos. Thanks for that. I'm glad you appreciate it." Um yeah, I still got a lot of work to do on tomorrow's video, but it's going good. It's going good. Um it'll definitely get done, and I think you guys will really like it. It's like a day with SpongeBob. Heck no said, "Thoughts on Mario 3D All Stars?" I thought it was a pretty rushed port altogether, and I wasn't really a fan of any of it, honestly. Um, so I don't regret buying it because I'm glad I have a physical copy. But I kind of played Sunshine a bit at the start, and I just haven't picked it up since like day two or something. Oh, The Crucible. Yes, we did read that one. Madeline Roberts. I remember that one too. I totally forgot about that one. Yep, that was 11th grade, and we read it like a play. I hated the ones that were read like a play. We had to like read your part. That was so stupid. Oh, Animal Farm. We read that one too. I do remember reading that one as well. That may have been in the ninth grade class that I hated. Um, I just don't really remember liking Animal Farm either. Maybe I don't know. I just don't really find a lot of like literature, I guess, like interesting. I'm just not really like interested in it, I think. Um I don't know. I've never really been a big reader, I guess. I don't know. It's like one form of like media I just don't really find entertaining. Even like the summer reading books that they would make you read over the summer, right? And then you'd like do a little like project on them. Even the summer reading books when there was like a big long list of books, I can't think of any summer reading book I ever read that I was really like, wow, this was really a good book. Like I'm just not into reading, I guess. Kate just listens to the audiobooks. Well, that's one way to do it. I'm an unfallen titan. Oh, I think Agent in Progress has been trying to say. I think I've been catching some of his comments, but I haven't been able to um, reply to them. So he said, "Good night, sir. I'm off to bed now. It's like 4 a.m. here. Thank you for answering my questions. You're really awesome. What a gentleman. Well, thank you. If only the girls would think that. I hope my money helps you out. You deserve every penny. Thank you. It does. I really appreciate that. Um, and of course, you're always welcome back. So stop by again sometime. And then, oh yeah, Radical Shark said, I'm an unfallen Titan, which is good, I guess. And that was the Quentin Reviews series. I actually really like his Unfallen Titan, or his Fallen Titans series. It's actually really good. I've seen a few episodes from it. What's my favorite Paper Mario game? Probably none of them because I don't like RPGs. But if I had to pick 1,000 Year Door just for nostalgia, because I played it as a kid, I don't think I ever beat it though. Romham made a short review comparing 3D All Stars with other collections. Yeah, it just seemed very like minimal to me. Saint Glick said, "My sister got 3D All Stars and Sunshine might be missing the nozzle holograms in Delfino Plaza. Do they appear later on in the game? I don't think they appear right away, but that would be I wouldn't even be surprised honestly." Automan said, I was looking at photos of Super Nintendo World and I found Captain Toad on the Yoshi's Adventure ride. And what's strange is nobody else has noticed it yet. Also found Ellie the elephant. I don't know who Ellie is, but cool. Captain Toad makes an appearance in the park. That's really cool. I've heard of Freak the Mighty. Never read it. Oh, Beowulf. That was another one too. See, I knew there was more. Madeline said Beowulf was an interesting one. We had to participate as if we were back in the days of when the story was told by mouth. I don't remember how we read through Beowulf. I think maybe we just had the teacher read it to us. It was the chill teacher that didn't even care. Um, he did read to us sometimes, which was really cool actually. But yeah, that was another one that I wasn't like a big fan of. I don't know, man. I just didn't really like it. I just didn't really like any of them. Is Another Day with SpongeBob found? No, but the topic is kind of like it, I guess. Am I still going? My fan just totally died. Raccoon Thief said, "Is there any character you want to be a fighter in Smash Bros. Ultimate Evo? It's popular." At this point, I kind of don't want. I like don't really care who's in Smash Bros. Honestly, um, I mean, if I had to pick, I guess I'd say like Leon Kennedy or I don't even know because like even before Travis was deconfirmed, I didn't even really want him in the game because I main Terry now, so it doesn't really matter to me who's in because I'm going to play Terry anyway. Um, I guess it would be cool to get a Resident Evil rep though. I guess I kind of like that. Oh, Ellie is from Donkey Kong Country 3, the animal buddy. Okay, did not know that. Beowulf has actually lost media. Oh, like the original? The original, like the original, like, scripts or something from Greece? Where was Beowulf from? That's interesting. Yo, Lisette, what's up? And they said, I actually like your Jimmy Two Shoes Lost Pilot video. I didn't know that Heloise was originally supposed to be the spirit of a serial killer. Yeah, that was pretty graphic when I read that. It was like very specific, like very like, whoa. Was not expecting that, but I'm glad you liked it. And thanks for stopping by the stream. It's nice to see you. But yeah, I thought that video was really good. It's definitely been one of my favorites in a long time. Alpha Shadow said the Book Thief was a book I read in ninth grade and actually liked. Yeah, maybe I have read some books I've liked before and I'm just not remembering them, but I honestly none of them come to mind. Maybe when I was like a kid or something, but does that even count when you're a kid, right? Oh, yeah, it's a fragment from some other bigger poem. Interesting. Okay. See? Now maybe if when we were reading Beowulf, if someone had said to okay, at the time I probably had no I had no like conception or idea of lost what's the word? Inception? I don't know. Perspective? I don't know what the word is I'm trying to find. I had no idea lost media existed. I don't even think the wiki was founded back when I was in ninth grade. But like, I guess in hindsight, if someone had told me this fragment of Beowulf that we're reading is actually from a larger poem that is lost, this is all that is like surviving, I think maybe I would have found it more interesting. That the whole thing is actually not available to see, like that makes it more interesting. I think maybe that is where, like all this like required reading has failed, is instead of just having the text itself, I guess I want to know more of like what makes it like, like the Beowulf thing was a good example. Like, oh well, the rest of this is lost. Interesting. Did not know that. Now I'm interested in what's available, right? And I don't know if you could find something similar for the other novels they make you read, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it was never like that. We never really got like any kind of context about the novel outside of what it was. It was just, this is the book, here's what's in it. We'll talk about what's in the book, but we never talk about like how it came to be or like the history. You know what I'm saying? And I almost feel like that is more interesting to me, like learning about the people that wrote it and not so much like the book itself. So I just feel like maybe with the addition of that little piece of knowledge about like why someone wrote the book or, what inspired them to write something like that would have like enriched the whole experience. But as far as I know, well, who wrote The Catcher in the Rye? I don't know, some guy, but like, who knows? Right? Like, there's not enough context. I think that's just my opinion of it, I guess. Cage said, "I'm glad Beowulf is lost because what is left kind of sucks." That's kind of funny, actually. Heck no is really into. Steve really sticks out like a sore thumb in Smash. At first, I read that as your thumb hurts because you've been playing so much of Steve in Smash. He feels like a Project M character rather than an official Smash. Yeah, I kind of agree. I guess. I mean, I don't like Steve. So I don't have anything good to say about him. PBJ Boy the Epic Gamer said El Supersonic Q. Battle for a Wish episode 2 is the only remaining Battle for a Wish episode, but it's uploaded on a different channel. Oh, how many episodes are there? I guess I'd have to look into that, which is something I could do. So okay. Saja Pika said, when are we gonna have to head out soon? When are we gonna get to the Tinder stories? Out of curiosity, I honestly probably wasn't going too much longer because we're already at like 2 hours 30, and or 2 hours 23, 24 minutes, and this computer doesn't have like a ton of battery left, and so I was probably gonna end pretty soon. We could maybe do the Tinder stories now if you wanted to do them. Because like I said, I probably wasn't gonna go too much longer. So because I do have the rest of the video to edit. So we can do them now if you guys want. I guess I can tell two because I got like a lot of money, so I'll tell two. You got to do the warm up and then the I'm trying to remember which ones I've told already and which ones I haven't. Um. Wait, I'm just. You said Tinder. I want to check my Tinder now. Okay, never mind. Okay, first I want to read. Oh, gotta beat the any percent charger speed run. I was prepared this time though, so maybe next time I'll purposely not charge my computer all the way. Jack's Cheese is here, but he said, "Oof, missed most of it." Yeah, we are probably gonna wrap up pretty soon. Oh, Frame Raider. Popping back in, finished what I was doing. Hope you get a chance to see the Animal Forest Plus video. I will check that out. I remember we talked about that. I am going to check that out. Yes, I will get to that. Also, thanks for stopping by. Oh, SS Sonic01 is here. Hi. Got a bunch of people popping into the chat now that I said I was gonna wrap up with the Tinder stories. Lisette said, when I was looking at the thumbnail of Jimmy Two Shoes, I thought Heloise was a zombie. I also listened and appropriate dance to that Shake It Bake It song from Semi Titan. Oh, I remember that Semi Titan dance scene. Oh no, Edra missed most of the stream. Saja Pika said, going to be listening to them while I do some work. Might not be active in the chat, but I want to say thanks for the great stream and answering my questions. Also, hello to Jack's Cheese. Jack's Cheese gets the hellos. I guess like what time? Like, well, how long do we have? Because like my computer's not gonna die right away. Okay, maybe we'll do this. Maybe instead of going based on time, we'll go based on percent. Based on percent. When my computer is at like 10%, we'll do the Tinder stories. So it's at 18% right now. I have no idea how much time that actually is, but that's what we'll do. So when it gets to 10%, we'll do the stories. Okay, it's at 17% now, so probably have like 10 minutes or so. So we can just chill in the meantime. I don't know if it's you, Sebastian, or someone. Like every week, someone asks me what, like, if my videos are edited on iMovie. Yeah, I do. I edit on iMovie. I mean, it gets the job done fine for me, so I don't have a problem with it. What was our? I think our peak viewer was like based on this graph. It was 120. Was our peak viewer count? Not quite as much as when we did last week and we had like 220 was it? But not bad. I'll take it. Oh, you guys like surprised that I use iMovie? Yeah, no, I don't use Sony Vegas or anything. I use the most basic editing programs in the entire world. It's literally iMovie, and it used to be MS Paint. I don't really use Paint anymore just because it became very tedious. But pretty much for the entire time I've ever existed on YouTube, it's been MS Paint, iMovie, and like PowerPoint. Those are the three things I use to edit. Yo, Elaine uses iMovie. Yeah, the iMovie champs. I just feel like based on the content that I put in my videos, like it's not necessary to use anything fancy because like it just like that's why I used to use. Okay, this is okay. People used to comment all the time like, "Why are your videos only in like?" This is like years ago. People were like, "Why are your videos only in like 480p?" Because they're Microsoft Paint slides that are showing you pictures of lost media that's only available in like 240p anyway. Why do I need to make this video like HD? That was always my reasoning back then for that stuff. Um, but nowadays I do upload in like 720, but I don't think it really matters because all I'm showing is like pictures and stuff. Yo, iMovie gang, rise up. You know it. Yeah, and it gets the job done. Like you can't really complain. Oh no, I don't do PowerPoint anymore for videos. That was back when I was doing the clay videos. All those video game clay figure model videos were literally slideshows in PowerPoint that I would export as like a video file. But I never did PowerPoint for my like lost media stuff or anything. I think I was I think I was editing an iMovie as early as Video Game Clay Figure Models 9, which was 2013, I believe. Um, I think that's about when it was. But before that, from like 2009 to 2012, was like the PowerPoint things. I also had this other weird editor that came with my camera. It was like a built-in editing program. It sucked pretty bad. I don't even remember what it was called, but um, there was also that one too before iMovie, but mostly it's been iMovie. Oh, the maximum amount of episodes of Battle for a Wish could have had was 10. Okay, that's not a lot, I guess, compared to some other series. Fluff said, "Well, I do love your vids. I do think if you edited your videos more, you would have surpassed 100K." I disagree with that. I I don't want to get off onto a huge rant about like video things, but just to throw it out there, perfect example. Jorge's videos, at least his lost media videos, are literally slideshows, which is kind of what mine are too. It's just like a couple pictures as he talks over them, like the ones that got really popular, like his top 40 lost kid. Like all his stuff is just slideshows, and he's really popular. You know, like I don't know. I feel like no one really knows what's in a video until they click it, and I think like at that point you've kind of decided whether or not if you're going to subscribe. I don't think it really like comes down to like the quality of the edit. Like, I mean, if I was because I feel like my videos have always been um like based in information and like quality of facts, not so much visuals. Um, so I don't think people really care that much that like there's not a lot going on because I don't even because that was actually one of the problems that I had with like the Smash merchandise series and stuff is like you know for some of the more like obscure like points to talk about, like if I'm explaining this plush, like this plush is soft. Like, what am I going to show for that except the plush? But I've already shown the plush for like, you know, like 10 seconds. What am I going to show for the next like 5 seconds where I say this plush is like, it's just like, how do I express that, So like, I don't think like, adding a picture of like a cat next to the plush just to express like softness, just for an example, would necessarily like help at all. Oh, you mean like the thumbnails? Well, I don't know. I think my thumbnails are pretty good. I mean, I do have some pretty bad thumbnails. Mostly just the micro mystery ones are like not that good, but they're not that good on purpose. I think a lot of my thumbnails for the past few months have been pretty good. I guess even back then they weren't that bad either. I mean, I have had some weird ones, but I feel like the topics that are really big and that really matter, I think they've been okay. Steel Bob, yeah, that's a classic. Um, do you edit your audio recordings? Yeah, I never do it in one take. I always chop it up. Bad word. I mean, okay, like those ones. Okay, those ones are bad on purpose. The stupid like Pikachu one, the Angela Anaconda one, the Steel Bob one, the bad word one. Those ones are stupid on purpose because like, it's supposed to be like ridiculous and like like what's a Barbara saying a bad word? What's that about? And it worked. It got a million views, right? I mean, I'm not even a big fan of that video to begin with. I was mostly talking about like the lost media videos. I feel like a lot of them express things pretty well. Um, oh, my dude sucks that I came in late. Is the stream going to end soon? Probably kind of soon. Oh yeah, the Hannah Montana one is good. Yeah. Um, Foolish Connor drew that one for me. That was one of the good ones. Slim Cognito said saying the visuals need to be great for it to be good is like saying the only way for food to taste good is to look good. Some dude off the internet said, "Hey, what's up, some dude?" Well, I think it is just about that time to start the Tinder stories. After I replied to Bill Piper, who said, "Will slash have you collaborated with Jorge?" I have not yet. I think like at some point that's like inevitably going to happen. It just seems like it's going to happen. Um, but it just hasn't yet. You know, like the stars have to align for it to happen. And that has not happened yet. But I think someday it'll happen. Tell me if, oh, I mentioned you want to tweet showing the photo of Ellie and Captain Toad. Okay, I will check that out. And same thing with PBJ Boy, the Epic Gamer. Um, you can send me the link to that on Twitter. It's like at LSupersonicQ, or you can just email it to me, like lsupersonicq5@gmail.com. It's like on my channel page. Okay, so Tinder story time. I'm trying to remember. Okay, there's the warm up. I know I haven't told before. I'm trying to think about which main one I have not told before. Um, it's starting to like I'm starting to like blur all of them together. Okay, I'm trying to think, I'm trying to like pick out some really good ones here. Um, okay, I already told about the ego boost one, I think, because I remember mentioning Avril Lavigne, so that one already happened. Um, I gotta like walk through all my things now. I definitely had like a mental list going of the ones that I hadn't told yet, and now I'm like trying to remember which ones I haven't. Um, okay, here's the warm up one. Maybe I'll think of more as I go. So the warm up one happened a really long time ago. It was actually on Bumble, not Tinder, but a really long time ago. So it was around the time I first started using Bumble, I think. So I didn't really know what to expect. And pretty quickly, I think after I made my account, this one girl liked me, and she was someone who I'm like, okay, this is like the kind of person who like I don't want to say is out of my league, but like, like she'd never normally talk to me. This must be like a mistake. But I matched with her, and she actually replied pretty quickly, I think. I feel like this was I feel like this entire thing was like a in a different galaxy, because thinking about this girl and how long ago it was, and how different everything was like 2 years ago. Just crazy. But she replied to me, and I think at that time I was putting in my bio that I was a YouTuber or something. So I think she said to me like, oh, you're a YouTuber, like, are you a popular YouTuber? And I said well, what do you consider popular? And she's like, well, I know like Jenna Marbles has like 12 million subscribers or something. And I'm just like, oh, lol, no, it's nothing like that. And back 2 years ago, I was probably at like 25,000 or 30,000 or something. So I'm like, no, I'm just a small channel, but I have like a dedicated fan base. And then I think she asked me what I did, and I said, oh, I do Lost Media, and I think I explained it. It was actually going pretty good. The conversation was going pretty good. Um, and I remember we talked for a couple days straight, I think. And then she said to me, or maybe I asked or something. I don't remember. It was so long ago. It's just the warm up story. So then I think at some point I must have said like, oh, I probably said, oh, it's about Lost Media. I can probably explain it to you better over a coffee. Like a good segue. And she's like, hey, a coffee sounds great. Um, and then I think she said like can I get your number or something so we can like talk over text instead of on Bumble? And I'm like, yeah, okay, that's fine. So I think I gave her my number, or she gave me her number, and I was like, cool, I'll text you like tomorrow or something. So then tomorrow came, and I think I texted her. I said, hey, did you want to get that coffee? And then she's like, Oh yeah, like I really want to get coffee. I think she's like, I'm a little busy this weekend, but I think we can probably shoot for next weekend or something. And I said, okay, no problem. So then I think I had checked in with her at some point, like halfway into the weekend. I said, still on for coffee? And she's like, yep, let's do it. I said, cool. Um, and then, and then, like it was on, it was going to happen. And then I said to her, I think like on the day of or something, I'm like, okay, like, so we're going to like, I was like ready to do it. And then she like didn't say anything to me. And I'm like, well, that's kind of weird. She should have said something to me. I feel like at this point we're just going through the motions. Um, but then I said, like, I guess we're not gonna do it today. And then I think she got back to me a few hours later, and she's like, oh, like, sorry, I'm at the football game today. There was, it was during the football season. She's like, I'm at the football game today. Like, I don't know if she forgot or what the heck was going on. So she's like, oh, sorry, I can't do it today. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, no problem. Of course, I'm the fool. So then I said, like, we can plan for next week if you want. She's like, yeah, let's do that. So then I think next week came and I said, hey, did you want to get coffee? Didn't hear anything. I think I forgot about it for a couple weeks. I think I messaged her again. I said, like, any ideas on that coffee? Didn't hear from her. I think like 6 months after that point, just for the fun of it, I messaged her and I said, remember that coffee? We never got it. And she never said anything. So I freaking deleted her from my contacts. That was kind of it, I guess. Just the warm up story. It was just kind of stupid. Just the whole thing of like making plans to get coffee, exchanging numbers, and then just having it not happen. So that was really stupid. Um, this one, oh, did I already tell you guys about? So that was the warm up. This is the real one. Did I ever tell you guys about the one who unmatched me in real time? I don't remember if I ever told you that. I don't think I did. Well, it's a good one. So even if even if I did, I think I'm going to say it again because it's a good one. But I don't think I told this one already. Because I remember, so I told the mini golf girl story. I remember I told that one, and this one happened around the same time as the mini golf story. You know what? Maybe I'm even I'll throw in a bonus one too in case I told this one already. I'll tell you guys another one after. So we'll get 3 stories tonight. So this is the second story. Um, so this one is kind of like a big deal because this was happened pretty recently. It was only a couple months ago, and it was kind of my first time getting really back into Tinder. So you guys might remember I talked about the mini golf girl from last stream. Again, this was around the same time, so I was really taking these Tinder matches like very seriously, right? I was very careful with what I was saying and everything. So, this one, she matched me, and I looked at her. I'm like, wow, like this is like exactly my kind of person. She's like, not like too pretty, but she's not she's not ugly. She's very like normal and average. I don't know if that's a good way to say it. I don't think of like it's very hard to explain my tastes. Like there's a very specific type of like person I'm looking for. It's just very hard to explain that like over like talking without seeing pictures, but she was very like exactly my type. I don't know how to say it. She had like I don't know, like a normal face, like kind of like I don't know. I'm just gonna stop talking stupid stuff, but um, so she was someone I really wanted to meet because she had that like perfect look of someone I was looking for, right? Like not too attractive, but my type. So the one thing I noticed about her bio is that um her Spotify play her she connected her Spotify to her or this was on Tinder. So she connected her Spotify account to her Tinder account, and you could see all her artists, and she had like every single artist that I listened to, like all like the ones we talk about sometimes, like Fall Out Boy and bands like that. And I said, oh, this is a perfect jumping off point. We both like the same music, right? So I think I waited like 3 or 4 days before I even matched with her because I feel like you are supposed to, on Tinder, from my experiences, and maybe I'll get into some of this on my Tinder channel when I launch it. From my experience, you never want to match with someone on Tinder too quickly because that shows you're like desperate. So I waited like 3 or 4 days before I matched with her. And I commented on her Spotify, of course, because I had like the same music. So I said like, oh, like love, the Fall Out Boy song in your Spotify. Like, they're my favorite band or something. And then she actually says, she says like, oh yeah, like I love Fall Out Boy too. Like, did you know? And she gave me like a little like Fall Out Boy fact, and I'm like, oh no way, I didn't know that. Like maybe you're a bigger fan than me. And then she's like, I don't know. And then she's like, well, maybe I've been to like all their shows, and I'm like, oh, I've never been to a Fall Out Boy concert, which I haven't been. It was very cool, very fun, like back and forth talking. I really felt like I was like getting to know her, which was really cool. So then after a while, I thought like, okay, I gotta like kind of circle this back to like asking her to do something. So I said, I think like, because she said she's been to a lot of shows, and I said, and I think I noticed where her location was, and I said, oh, you're located in this place, like it must be really easy traveling to all the different venues because you're like right in the middle of it all. And she's like, oh, well, it used to be. I don't actually live there anymore because I got laid off from my job or something, so I had to like move back, back to this place. And I said, oh, like that sucks. Like, sorry to hear that. What do you do for a job? And she's like, oh, I do whatever. And I said, oh, like that's a cool job. And it actually did sound like a cool job. And I said, like, obviously I value I value my YouTube career quite a bit, right? But when I talk to girls on Tinder, I sort of downplay it and act like it's like a joke. So I'm like, oh, that's a cool job, cooler than my job, a little like, because I wanted her to ask me what do I do. So that's exactly what happened. She's like, oh, well, what do you do? And then I said, oh, well, I'm a YouTuber, and I sort of I didn't get into lost media, but I kind of downplayed it because I want to like, stoop to their level if they don't understand lost media. So I'm trying to like, play their game. Again, though, I value this very highly. But on Tinder, kind of got to be a little like stupid about it. So I'm like, yeah, I do YouTube, I make some like gaming related videos. It's fun, and then I think it's like, but a little lonely because you can't date people on YouTube, and then she's like, oh no, I think I said that or something like that. And then I said also a lot of people don't really see YouTube as a real job, whereas like your job is a real job. And she's like, oh, well, that's cool. As long as it pays the bills, then it is a real job. And I'm like, yeah, that's how I see it too. And then I think at that point I tried to like circle back again to like getting to meet up or something. I don't remember what my transition was. I think it was maybe like, oh, I have a lot of like wacky like stories about my YouTube stuff. I don't even know what I meant by that, but I just said it. I'm like, you want to know? It might be fun to like, share some with you over a coffee or something, right? And then I thought I had her on the hook, right? Like, because we had talked at this point, I think, for like 2 days, 3 days, and it was taking me literal hours to craft what I was going to say to her because I wanted it to sound exactly right. I literally spent an entire day one time, just talking to her, sitting in front of my computer, thinking about what I was going to say, typing it, like erasing it, typing it again. I think at its peak, it took me 2 hours to send this girl one message because I had to figure out exactly what to say to her. And it got me this far, right? So I'm thinking like, okay, I'm in, I'm good. So I said, we should get a coffee sometime or hang out or something. And then she said, oh, that, like, that sounds fun. Where do you want to go? And I gave her a suggestion. I said, well, how about this place because of this, and this, and then I said, I think it was like that. I was like, oh, how about this place because this is this. And then she didn't reply to me right away. And I thought that was weird. We were just talking back and forth. I thought, well, maybe she got up to do something, I think it was kind of late at that point. So I'm like, no worries. But then I checked like a half an hour later and still nothing. And then I checked again, still nothing. And then I thought like this is really weird. Am I gonna have to like double message and be like, or if you wanted to go somewhere else, like you can pick two. Just thinking that like she was offended by my choice or something, so she was gonna want me to say to her, um, like, oh, how about you pick instead? Even though she asked me. But then I went back to the message page, the match page where I saw her icon. I was gonna go click it to see if she had I don't know, like been typing a reply. Didn't even get as far as clicking it open. Her little picture disappeared. I literally watched her unmatch me in real time because she asked me where do I want to get coffee, and I gave her my suggestion. And that was it. I never heard from her again. Sometimes on Tinder you get like swiped again by the same people. Never heard from her again. I never even saw her on Tinder again. And I've gone through since that happened. I've gone through not looking for her, but just in general. I've gone through like every like girl in like my radius, and she wasn't even there. So I don't know what happened to her. She just like disappeared like permanently. I have no idea. Really weird. But yeah. And I know the picture's lagging now, and I'm at 5%, but kind of want to coffee elitist. She didn't want coffee. I just don't get like she should have just like used her words and told me that. She should have just said like, you know, well, can we get ice cream? Like that's what I don't get on Tinder is like I like girls, I don't know why they feel like they can't actually like be upfront, okay? Like I can understand, okay, like if you like if I say let's go to like a I'm trying to think of like a sketchy place. Like let's go to downtown blank, downtown of some area and walk through the dark streets at night. Then a girl can say to me, "No, I don't want to do that." Right? Totally. Or what was I even saying? Like, or maybe a girl wouldn't say anything at that point. They'd think, "Oh, this guy's a creep." Right? Totally fine. If you ask me where I want to get coffee, and you don't want to get coffee, please tell me with your words, you know what? I think I'd prefer ice cream instead. And I'll be like, that's fine. Cool. Ice cream, mini golf, coffee, I don't care what it is. Fine. But I feel like so many of these girls, like, like, like you say one thing to them that they're like unsure about, and they just freeze up and back off. Like I don't understand that. I just don't understand like their thinking behind that. Like why is it that like whatever I say, like they can't like like I don't say like challenge that, but like I just don't understand, like, because this is the thing is I'm thinking like, well, maybe it's a thing that like, maybe it's just like a Tinder thing. But like I just don't understand like why people are so stupid on Tinder. Like I honestly don't get it. Like I seriously don't get it. I wasn't going to tell this story, but it's really relevant. I'll tell it quickly. There's not a whole lot to it. This is the bonus story, I guess, even though the picture's probably all laggy, but it's the sound you want to hear. So this happened really recently, and it again goes along the lines of girls just being stupid. Like the Tinder girls. Don't take that out of context. But I was like really recently, like last week, I matched with a girl, and her bio was just like there was really nothing like specific in her bio. It was just a bunch of like kind of like nonsense. But she said she liked museums or something, and I, being the just trying to go along with it, I'm like, oh, been to any cool museums lately? And she's like, no, ever since the virus hit, I haven't been really going to any museums or anything. And I said, oh, like that's too bad. I used to go to this one and this one. I used to really like those ones. And she was like, yeah, I remember like hearing about those. Yeah, I haven't been in a really long time. Um, but I used to have fun going there. And then I said, oh, that's cool. We both like the same museums. Why don't we both go together? If it's been so long, we could maybe go check out the new exhibits they have. And she was like, oh, that sounds like it'd be really fun. I'd like to do that. And I said, great. I checked the online schedule because again, you have to reserve tickets for the museums because of the way the virus is. So I said, okay, I checked online, and it looks like the museum is open on Saturday. Would that work for you? Never heard anything back. Never heard anything back. It's been like 3 days, and I know she read it because we were talking like every day up to that point. That was it. What the hell do you want me to say? What am I supposed to say? Like, I just don't get it. Like, what am I doing wrong? Like, why can't I get these girls to respond to me? I really don't get it. Um, yeah, I really don't like. I don't like reading a lot of the comments that talk about these Tinder stories because there's too many to read. But I just see that Edra's like, why does this always happen to El Supersonic if he isn't a creep? Yeah, see, that's the thing is like, maybe I'll end with this because my computer's gonna die. But I don't understand for the life of me when you see all those articles online and stuff about like like and like on like Facebook posts and stuff about like here are all the creepy messages that girls on dating apps get sent by guys. And I'm just thinking in my head like 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 these girls are just fucking stupid. Like they're literally like picking the wrong guy, and maybe they're doing it on purpose. Like they're literally picking the wrong guys to like talk to. Like, do you want to know what? Like like I know I'm a guy, but like I've never gotten a creepy message on Tinder before. You want to know why? Because I don't swipe the girls who are clearly there just to hook up. I like only look for the people who like have certain criteria in their bio or are profile verified. So I don't. It's just like these girls who just get creepy. Like, and I don't doubt there are guys that like have good profiles, and then like when you talk to them, they're a creep. But just like with the mini golf girl from last week I talked about, she specifically said to me, most of the guys I've talked to on this app are creeps, but you're not. You're really sweet. And she still didn't want to go on a fucking mini golf date with me. I don't understand. It's so incredibly frustrating. Like if you don't want to, if you don't want to talk to creepy guys and you don't want to talk to sweet guys, then get off the app because you're just wasting time. I honestly don't understand it. I really don't get it. And honestly, that's the thing is I think I get more frustrated over the fact because it's not even like I go on a lot of dates and I'm like, oh, I didn't like this girl or I didn't like this girl. Man, I can't find my right girl. It's not even about that. I can't even get the dates because the girls never want to meet up after I spend weeks talking to them. That's the problem, is the girls just don't commit to anything. They will not meet up with you. It's like pulling teeth trying to get them to meet up. And like, I don't want to get off on a big rant because my computer's going to die, but I've talked about it before. What am I supposed to do? Like, it's not like, well, just don't use Tinder. Okay, then I guess I'm not going to date anyone. But where else are you going to go in this day and age to meet people, right? It's Tinder or nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like being stuck between like a rock and a hard place. And it's just very frustrating when you put in the time to something like Tinder to talk to a girl and make them feel comfortable. And then they just like screw you over. Like that dumb girl who I literally talked to this one girl last year for 3 months, I think it was 3 or 4 months. And we talked every single day. It was on Snapchat, but it started on Tinder and we moved to Snapchat every single day for 4 months. And after a while, I don't even know what happened. I was so patient with her because she told me she had been in like bad relationships and stuff. And I was really patient. And I said, okay, like, like we can meet whenever you whenever you want. Like maybe I shouldn't have given her that much power, in hindsight, but like she told me that she'd been through a lot and like I really believed her and I wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt. So I'm like, you want to know what? We'll go like, we'll take it slow. Like, don't even worry about it. Like, I just really want to meet you at some point. We should meet up for a coffee at some point. And she was like totally okay with it. And we talked. And then like after so long, I just found out she unfriended me or unmatched me or blocked. I don't remember what it was. And then I think I sent her like another message or something just as a final, thing. And I'm just like, whoa, like I know we hadn't met up yet, but why did you unmatch me or unfriend me? And she's like, TBH, I didn't really know you very well. I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? We just talked for 4 fucking months. Who are you kidding? You didn't know very well. I I felt like I had already known her. I felt like we had been like dating for 4 months because we were talking every day and sharing so many things with each other. And then for her to say, "Oh, I didn't know you very well." Are you fucking kidding me, girl? Like seriously. Anyway, I guess that's it. No, okay, I know that I make these stories sound like I'm a simp, but I'm really like not. Like I know this would probably be better explained in like the Tinder stories I'm going to put on my Tinder channel. Like it would be better explained. I know what you're thinking. I know what it sounds like, but like it's not completely like, "Oh, whatever you want, honey, whatever you say." Cuz there were times with this Snapchat girl where I literally said to her, "Okay, we're going to have to meet this week or like I'm not going to do this anymore." And then she would say like, "Oh, I'm sorry about that." Like just been busy with work. And then I would say like, I don't know, maybe that is what a simp is, but you know what, I don't know, I am at 2%. I don't want to talk about this anymore, and the set's getting destroyed. So I'm just gonna call it a night. We've gone over 3 hours and I gotta get back to editing, so until next time, until tomorrow, watch my video. And